You can mute your mic. Welcome, everybody. If you are here, please type in the comment section. I know we still have 4 minutes, but if you're already here, why not? If you're here, please type in the comment section. I'm reading the comments. Hello. Hello, ma'am. Is it Meme Adibe? I hope I'm correct. Good evening. So good to have you here. We have our Heli Commerce. So good to have you. Welcome. New Crown Fun Fair. Wow, we have a lot of names there. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please tell us where you're joining us from and your expectations for this program. Those are the two things I would love to know. Tell me where you're joining us from, your actual name, because now I'm seeing a lot of names that doesn't look like actual names to me. So tell me where you're joining me from, maybe from any part of the world. Lagos, Ghana, Czech Republic, anywhere you're joining me from, okay? Tell me where you're joining me from and tell me your expectation. That is called, what do you want to take away from this program? That is important. Karamat from Lagos. Nice name. That's the first time I'm hearing that name. Is it Karimat? I think it's Karimat. Yeah. Welcome. So good to have you. What's your expectation from this meeting? Chine Miriam from Lagos. I'm joining from Maduguri. Oh, that's great. That's great. Ali Bay. Good to have you on board. Nobody's telling me the expectations. It's important to join these kind of programs with expectations because that's the way to make the best use of them. That's the best way to maximize them. So tell me your expectations. I'm looking forward to see that. Ahmad from Lagos, Mary joining from Abuja. Welcome. I've always had confusions on how to go about data analytics as a skill. I know, right? I know, right? And that's why we have this session and this event. So you're in the right place. We are here to give you clarity, to answer questions. Peter Niji, I think I missed that. Peter Niji from Ogumosho. So good to have you here. Mm, we'll have to. Okay. Sorry. Good evening. Hope from Bauchi. So tell me your expectations. Ilyasu from Yola. My expectations after this masterclass, I should be able to take up remote data analysis roles. Aliyu, Ilyasu Abubakar, have you are you a data analyst already? Trying to check in with your expectation. Are you a data analyst already? Have you taken up learnings in that regard before? I will expect your answer. Esther from Abuja, thank you for joining us. Emmanuel from Ibejuleki. Emmanuel, another Emmanuel. Okay. I'm expecting to learn how AI is going to minimize a week job to minutes. That's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. So I've always had confusions. Okay, I've read that before. So good evening, everybody. Good evening. I'm a beginner. Yeah, good evening. Hello, Theo, the turtle. Welcome. It's 8:01. Thank you so much for being here. We have quite a lot of people on the call already. I know a lot of more people are joining us. Uh okay, so no, I dabble into on data analysis, not so good though. Okay. So it's important to we'll talk more about that even as we go through the program. But it's great you have expectations, and then you're going to see how to move your final expectations to be able to get, to take roles. Then you see the roadmap you can use to get there. Good evening, Elizabeth from Kaduna. My expectations to gain clarity on what it's demanded, I guess, to be a professional data analyst. Very good, you're in the right place. Ugochukwu, I did data analysis in 2023, but I've forgotten all I learned then because I didn't continue. I know, I understand. So welcome everybody. Please, as you're joining, just introduce yourself, tell us your expectations. It's already 8:02. I am happy to welcome you to the Break into Data Analysis webinar. And here you're going to be learning how to become employable, globally employable as a AI-powered data analysis. And the core of this, at its core, we are trying to help you to see what are companies hiring for at the moment. A lot of people fail because they are still working with, playbooks from 5 years, 10 years ago, and it doesn't work like that because things are changing every day. A lot of more things will change, so you need to understand what is required of you in the present. So that's a major thing we're going to show you today. There's a lot in stock for you, I bet, with you. Because me, I'm happy to be here. We're happy to have you. To Jeff from Delta State, welcome to our Sound Foundation into becoming data analysis. Good. Also welcome again every single person. I'm sorry, I'm going to be sipping water along the way. I just noticed today that looks like I'm about to have, but I won't, to have a cold. So I have to take a lot of warm water. So don't mind me if I sip water along the way. And that could help me because I'm going to be talking a lot. I'm learning data analysis, already looking for internship and job. Mitchell, I'm glad to be here. Candy from Mekiti, good to have you here. Aspiring data and AI data analysis. All right, so we're going to get rolling. I'm going to maybe just read those comments once in a while, but let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a question. If your goal, what would be your goal between those two things? Is your goal just to learn data analysis, or you want to land a data analysis job? I mean, in companies, local companies, international companies around the world. So what is your end goal? Tell me in the comment section, what is your end goal? I mean, you are here because you're interested in data analysis. One way or the other, you've heard about it, you've heard the opportunities that are involved, you know how much they pay them, or whatever, something interests you about data analysis, and that's why you're here. So what is your end goal? Is it just to learn data analysis? I mean, to understand how to use the skill and all of that, or you want to be able to land a data analysis job? Tell me in the comment section. All right, I'm going to be reading that now. Okay, to learn international job, learn and be able to get international remote jobs, both. Okay, I love interactive classes, I really do. Okay, to be proficient, if a job comes, fine, cool. End goal to learn and land jobs. End goal is to land a job. Okay, so I'm getting a lot of response in that line, to learn, to be good, to be proficient, and also to land a job. And so if your end goal is that, which I believe that if you're learning anything like that, that would take your effort and time and all of that, Your end goal would most probably to eventually be able to land a job with it and to, change your career path and begin to earn better, right? So if that is your goal, then the smartest strategy, I need to turn off this music. I was enjoying it, but I need to turn it off. Excuse me. Okay, so let's turn that off. Great. So now you'll be able to hear me clearly, I believe. So the smartest strategy for you to use in achieving that goal is to know what hiring managers actually look for in candidates before you learn data analysis. It's called reverse engineering. What do I mean by that? Of course, the first step is to, of course, understand data analysis and learn data analysis. But the end goal, which is for you to get a job, is where you start from. And what do I mean by that? Someone is going to employ you. So the first thing to know is, what do they need from me? So then you get what they need from you, then you use that in your learning. Else you're going to spend months or years learning and eventually get to that end goal and figure out, oh my God, I've been learning the wrong things. Oh my God, it's just so hard for me to land a job. I can't even land interviews. And then you begin to get frustrated. So if that is something you take away from this webinar, let it keep ringing in your mind. The smartest strategy is for you to know what exactly people that are going to get you, what do they want? What are they seeking from you? Right? How would they filter your CV? Would they throw your CV in the bin, or they would, say, oh, I want to speak with this person to know what this person got in his brain. So again, that is just a preamble, but I really need you to put that in mind, and that is what this webinar is about, to show you a lot of things and then to eventually help you to position yourself rightly to be employable as a data analyst. All right. So welcome again for those who are just joining us to break into data analysis webinar. You're going to be learning a lot of things. I am so delighted to have you. I'm always so delighted to teach. It's so tiring sometimes to talk for a long time, but it's always fulfilling to hear people at the end of the webinar tell me, oh my God, I've learned so much and all of that. So that is my own motivation for being here. And as a company, as Ioneer, we are always so motivated to be able to do this for as many people as we can. But I know that you're interested, is why you're here. You're interested in data analysis and all of that. And mind you, I will not be persuading you about anything today. Everybody has a role to play in their lives. I have a role to play in my life. So I'm only here to help you open your eyes to some information and show you what can change your life and finances. And I tell you that the time you're going to be spending here I would say, could be the best use of your time this year, because it can change the trajectory of your life. And why am I so certain about that is because when I pivoted into tech, I do not have a tech background. I don't know how many people are here without a tech background. I studied biochemistry myself. All I had was an information like this. I joined a program like this. I heard, and that information helped me to make a decision that pushed me forward and changed my career path. All right. So that is why I know, depending on how you absorb the information you are getting here, depending on how you allow it to shape your thinking and shape your thought, it can really change the trajectory of your life. It doesn't mean that tomorrow you're going to get a data analysis job, but it's going to really help you understand and have a clear path on what to follow, and then eventually you can get to where you're going. So depending on how you maximize the time, we're going to do our best in giving you the right information. We have a lot of actual, when I say actual, I mean real, not people that I probably worked as data analysts for 5 years, 10 years ago. These are actual people. All right, we brought them in because we want to give you the best. And in this webinar, let me quickly tell you the things you're going to be gaining. So at least one of them or more would fit into your expectations. I'm going to be telling you about the lies and myths about data analysis. There are a lot of things online, right? You don't even know what to believe anymore. So I'm going to be sharing the biggest myth we've heard over time that has confused people and paralyzed people from even making a decision. I'm going to be showing you why data analysis, or why people learn data analysis but they are still not able to land a job despite thousands of open data analysis roles. If you check job boards, like LinkedIn, Indeed, Glassdoor, a lot of other job boards there, you see there are a lot of open roles, but people say they are data analysts, but they are not landing job. Why? I'm going to be showing you that. I'm going to show you why traditional data analysts are now getting passed over. Don't worry if you don't know what traditional data analysts mean. I'm going to be showing you what that means already, and we'll show you specific AI-powered skill that is replacing them now. If you are in this century with me, you know that AI is the new boss, and it's not just a boss now. it's a reality. All right, it's not just something we just shove aside. I'm also going to be telling you, if you are here, you don't have a tech background, you didn't do computer science, you didn't do all of that, or maybe you're working in finance, in marketing, in health, in accounting, you had education background, whatever you studied in school. I'm going to be telling you how that background is not a disadvantage to you. I know a lot of people have told you you cannot, you don't have tech background, or you are just afraid. All right, so I'm going to tell you how that could be your advantage and your fastest path to getting a higher paying analyst role. I'm going to be showing you all of that. I would also show you how hiring managers actually filter in 2026. Actually, we have other speakers that will talk about that, all right? How you can land international internship roles, remote roles. We're also going to be showing you step-by-step roadmap that can easily help you to get to your results, break into data analysis, even if you're a total beginner, and to become a preferred job candidate. I saw somebody in the comment section the other time saying, I want to be able to land roles, but how do you get that? That's the question. A lot of people spend time and years doing all of this eventually to figure out, oh my God, I did it wrongly. And nobody cares actually. No hiring manager cares how much time you spent on it. If you don't have what they need, they let you go. They don't even give you a chance. All right. So it is important that if you're starting something, know the right way to go. So we're going to be showing you the roadmap that can help you to easily and quickly break into data analysis. We're going to be showing you how to be able to build AI data agent and automation. Also, why people learn data analysis but they still don't land job. But I'm going to be showing you a major secret that can help you get a lot of more interview opportunities. And it's a game of numbers. The more interview opportunities you're able to get, the more your chances of landing a job. Also, almost finally, we're going to be sharing with you a building public strategy. This is powerful. Very, very, very powerful. It really helps you get noticed by recruiters. There are a lot of job opportunities. I myself, Ayobami, I've not introduced quite a number of people to you that I've got that are not necessarily through applications, right? Just because you're able to build in public, recruiters can reach out to you and then you can, have more chances of landing the job. And then finally, I'm going to be sharing with you how you can get started if it's something you want to get started in. All right. These informations I'm going to be sharing with you will definitely keep you 100 steps ahead of people that are not here. All right, or people that will not take action or will not do anything after this information. So if you're able to take this information and use it, definitely you are going to become the envy of other people. The journey of 1,000 miles, they say, starts in a day. All right. So I believe if you are here, your journey has started. By the way, my name is Olua Palimi. All right. I'm a co-founder, I'm a growth analyst. I have a total of 6 years experience working in these roles and helping businesses through marketing, growth strategies, and data analysis. We have other speakers here who we have brought here because we want we want you to get the correct information. We have Dr. Gospel. I'm still going to be introducing them more. He's a senior data analyst. He's also an hiring executive. He's working as one of the number one ranked consulting firm in the world. If you know McKinsey and Company, you can browse that out. He transitioned from agricultural science into data analysis. The reason why we brought them here is because you can relate with these things that okay, so this is possible, and you can see yourself from their lenses. How did he transition? Is going to be sharing all of that with you. Now, for somebody that transitioned from agricultural science data analysis, he now sits on the other side of the table and interview other candidates role. He's also here in Europe, right? So it's somebody I personally know. So it will show you I was able to make the non-tech to tech switch, how we got hired in international company, how hiring managers now filter candidates in 2026 is going to be showing you also what he now looks for since he hires himself. What does he look for in candidates? So you're going to be hearing actual stuffs. Our third speaker today is Jamilu Mohammed. He's a data analyst based in Nigeria, but he works remotely. So I saw a lot of you wanted to work remotely for international companies. This is also somebody that works remotely for international company and is a living proof that data analyst role exists that you can take even if you don't want to relocate. All right, he's very proficient in the use of data analysis tool. He'll be sharing with you roadmap to become globally employable, how to build the AI agent that powers data analysis process, and a lot more things. Are you excited to be here? Are you excited to? There's a lot in stock for you tonight. Are you excited to be here? Let me see you in the comment section. You need to share me on. You need to share us on. All right. You need to share us on for putting all of this together for you in this masterclass for free. Can I see comments? Can I see comments? Can I see comments? Oh, I've missed a lot of comments. Okay, I'm excited to be here. Thank you, Joel. Okay, thank you. I'm happy also. I'm happy. All right, so we have a lot of stock of things in stock for you. But let me make a disclaimer. I will not be saying a lot of things that you people expect or some of you expect. If you are here because you want me to tell you how you can land a job in 1 month, how you can become a professional data analyst in 9 weeks, this is not the right gathering for you. One of us said in the comment section, I was asking about expectation, and he said, after this webinar, I want to be able to land remote roles. And you see, the question I asked him is, are you already into data analysis? Because I'm not somebody that will tell you, oh, yeah, of course, after this webinar, you're going to. No, I'm going to rather show you the right roadmap for you to use. So you're not going to see any cajoling here. If what we're going to share with you is not something that fits into what you want, then of course this will be the right gathering for you. But if you're looking for the actual way things run, the exact way you should do things to get the best result, then you are in the right place. All right. So apart from the fact that the speakers yet altogether today have over 15 years of industry experience, we went much further just to ensure that this webinar will be absolutely valuable to you and true. And so we did that using three factors. So this webinar is premised on three things. Number one is we did a lot of market study and research. You're going to be seeing that. I'm going to be showing you some website. These are things you can have access to. These are major industry reports, job portals we're using to give you information here. They're accessible to you, but we've done the groundwork and homework for you, so you don't have to do it yourself. Number two is we went ahead to understand the reality of things as of now. So we're not talking to you about something that happens 3 years ago that was useful 3 years ago. We had to interview actual recruiters, professionals, talk to people, to understand what is happening in different companies around different parts of the world. All right. And also the third thing this is premised on is our experience in the industry. All right. So these are actual people within the industry that understand what is changing, what our hiring managers now looking for, what our companies now looking for that will help you get hired. So you can be certain that whatever information you are hearing today is more than enough for you to move forward in your pursuit of this maybe better career or career transition or beginning or breaking into tech. All right. So that is just to assure you in that way. So now we are getting started. But before that, we promised you that we're going to give you a toolkit. I don't know if any of you saw that. Maybe some of you didn't. We promised you we're going to be giving you a toolkit, and it's worth $197. We're going to be giving you for free just because you're attending this. It's enough. Everything we're going to be sharing with you is more than enough, right? But then we want to share this with you because we want you to live here value drunk. So inside of it, you're going to be getting these things. I don't want to go over them again. You should have seen them one way or the other. These are the things we promised you. You would see that everything around here is for you to get to your ultimate goal, which is to be able to position yourself rightly and become employable. So if you're able to go through these resources, if you wait to the end of the webinar, of course, it will be given to you. If you don't, then you might miss out of it. So these are things that can really help you to position yourself rightly for the job. So now, having said all of that and giving you the introduction, tell me if you're ready. Just tell me I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. So this is Ione Academy putting together such a valuable masterclass for you at no cost. The reason why we do that is because our goal is to be able to put tech skill in the hands of as many Africans as possible. The reason why we are doing that is because we know that tech is shaping the world at the moment, and we need as many Africans in the room as possible. We need our voices to be heard, and we know that if we do not have the skill, if we don't have the expertise, if we are not even in the major seats around the major companies in the world, we cannot have this voice. So that is the goal. That is what drives us. I don't want to go into telling you the stories of the founders at this point, but maybe along the way. But this is what motivates us to get all of these things done. And that's why we have put this together. A lot of resources have gone into this, even making the toolkit available. You can see the what is a lot of things. Putting all of this together, even for you to be able to see the information to get here, a lot of resources has gone into it. But we do it because we know that it's going to help. This is the way we got started. The founder of this company had no tech background, but today is an AI engineer. I myself had no tech background, and a lot of other people that we've trained over time have no tech. So we know that there's no limitation if we do not limit ourselves. All right. So this is why we do this continuously and ensure that you get value. And even if you remain within our community, you would definitely always get value. So let's get to it. What is data analysis? A lot of you have heard or you've watched some YouTube videos about what data analysis is. I'm not going to go into technical definition, but simply data analysis is just using data. Data could be numbers, it could be information, whatever it is. It is how you use data to find patterns and find trends or informations that help drive profitable business decision. So let me make an analogy. There are many companies out there. Which one do I know? Maybe Money Point is you're very conversant with Money Point, or let's say Waze. I don't know if you don't drive, you might not know Waze, but it's something that helps you drive like Google Maps. So over time, when people use this, or when you use your Money Point, when you go into your apps, the app will be getting data, for example, your name, maybe your location, where you stay, and all of those information get in through every user that use the app. What will a data analyst do? A company will employ a data analyst because they want to know which geography, maybe Money Point, let's say, is available to only Nigerians, which geography in Nigeria uses Money Point the most. So a data analyst will pull together the data, the information. Oh, people from Lagos or maybe from Abuja or Meduguri, these people use this app the most. So Money Point will use that information to target more people in this location because they know if a lot of people already use it, there are more people within that location that will use it more. So what have they done? They have used that information and that data they have to make more money for themselves. This is what big companies around the world does, Google and all of that. When you use Google, you search for things. They are using that information to find what are people searching for the most. You will see that when you watch some stuffs on YouTube, they begin to suggest more things to you. Algorithm, all of those things, they use data. So data is very applicable through diverse business area, healthcare, name it, finance, logistics, supply. Every single business that we thrive has to use data. All right. So intentionally, I'm explaining that to you to know that why would anybody want to pay you as much as you have heard that data analysts are getting paid? It's because you are helping them to make more money. All right. So if there is, for example, there's a fraud analyst, what do? They want to ensure that they are taking stock of all the information they have regarding fraud and risks and ensuring that they are using that to save their company from getting defrauded. They are saving money. So you are making money or saving time, whatever you are doing, you are of benefit to the organization. So now you understand the basics for data analysis. So quickly, I'm going to share with you the most crazy and common myths about data analysis. You must have heard at least one of it. All right. And I'm going to ask you which one you've heard about. The first one is that if you have no tech background, you cannot even understand data analysis. If you have no tech background, you cannot. Oh my God, data analysis is so complex. How are you going to understand it? Blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to say a lot about this at this moment because instead of trying to, talk to you about it, I would rather let you see the real possibility by showing you what actual students that are learning even in our academy have had to say by themselves. Before the end of this class, I'm going to be showing you actual stuff like that, all right? Of testimonials that have been given. And if we have the time, maybe we can have some of our students come up. These are people that are in business, are people that are in finance. A lot of them are working in banks. These are people that don't have tech background, all right? I've told you an example of myself. I do not have tech background. Our founder does not even have tech background also, and AI engineering, different tech programs that we have delved into. So if you do not stop yourself, nothing can stop you. You can, apart from this example I've given to you, you can put it out there on social on Google and ask, can you really, this is data analysis, if you have not if you do not have a tech background, and you're going to see. And I know that one of the concerns people have is when they check job description, maybe you go on LinkedIn, you check job description, they put as a requirement that, oh, computer science background and all of that, of those things. But I will tell you for sure that it's not applicable every time. It's not applicable. What they want to see is that you have the experience. What they have to see is that you understand their business. What they have to see is that you can bring solution on board. All right. I got a tech job. I do not have a tech background. I'm not joking with you. And I know I have a lot of people here with me. I live here in Europe. These are things that are not applicable. I have a lot of colleagues that I have that have no tech background. What they want to see is that you have the experience, you have your you understand business, you can bring solution to the table, and that's what I'm going to be sharing with you. So if your concern is, oh my god, but they hack these things, we are going to be telling you how you can, walk yourself through it such that you will even be preferred over the person that maybe study computer science in school. So get that off your mind. If that is a myth that has given you concern, all right, you don't have to worry yourself. And also, you can verify these things online. Secondly, is that you can become a professional data analyst in 2 months. In fact, I know there are a lot of people parading themselves online telling you become a data analyst in 1 to 2 months. Well, maybe what they mean to tell you is that just watch a bunch of videos, get a certificate in 2 months. Maybe that's what they mean to tell you, but you cannot. It doesn't work that way. You cannot become a data analyst that is employable anyway in maybe 1 to 2 months or 9 weeks. No, maybe just watching videos. Of course, you can get a Coursera course and just watch the video. If you are very fast, you can watch it in 1 week, in fact. But that does not make you a data analyst. What makes you a data analyst is getting your hands on the job, getting actual project, getting feedback, knowing where you made mistake, writing the actual codes, cleaning the actual data, doing actual data, because these are the things they're going to ask you on interview. So if you just watched it, you would think watching and doing is the same. It is not. So if you just watch it, or you get a program where they just give you some little tax here and then nobody's giving you actual feedback, nobody's telling you, no, you don't do this thing like this, you can't share your thinking pattern with any real person, then eventually you will get to interviews and fumble. And these are the things I'm going to share with you later. So it doesn't work that way, right? So eventually, a lot of people that go for this, oh, become a data analyst in 2 months, in 5 weeks, in 6 weeks, they finish with scattered knowledge. They learn a bit of Excel quickly, they move to SQL. Before you know, they say, oh yeah, I know Power BI, but ask them any meaningful thing from a dashboard, they cannot tell you. They don't have business intelligence, they don't have real confidence in building end-to-end projects. They cannot interpret business problem. They don't have real world execution skills, and that will not get you hired. Getting a certificate does not mean competence. Of course, if you add a certificate to your CV, an hiring manager will not mind. But if they see that you don't have real projects, you don't have things that you have built, when they're asking you questions, you don't have in-depth understanding of it, then it makes no sense to them. So certificate will never override your expertise, all right? So a lot of people just produce unemployable, acclaimed data analysts. And I believe that will not be you. Don't be carried away by, oh, a lot of people want to share certificate online. Just got a certificate. What is it going to do for you? I hope it's going to help you land a job, and that's what should be a priority in your mind. Thirdly, is that technical skills matters more than domain knowledge. Technical skills involves, for example, you on knowing SQL, Power BI, Excel, and all these, data analysis tools. It is important. It's very important, no doubt. But maybe 6 or to 9 years ago, if you know that, you are good to go. You'll get a job, but not anymore. A lot of people now know the skills. All right. It's just like how a lot of people now have BS. A lot of people now have BS. People are looking for the next big thing. All right. So in 2026, technical skill alone will not cut it. It will not give you that edge that you're looking for. Everybody submitting CV, they have it on the CV. So what should exclude you? What would exclude you from hundreds of people applying for the job? All right. I will tell you, for one, I I worked in the capacity of an hiring manager recently, not for data analysis, for a role which I will not mention. And believe me, when I was going through the CV, I think I was going through about maybe 70 applications or more. When I was going through the CVs, of course, everybody's applying for this role. They will put it there that, I know this skill, I know that skill. But I was actually looking for somebody that has worked within the kind of business we're trying to employ for. Why? Because I want the person to, at least, of course, this person has this major skill, which is the technical skill I'm looking for, but I want the person to understand the business, our domain. Has this person worked in any area, worked on any project that involves this area? And that is what hiring managers are doing everywhere. All right. So I won't talk much about that. Maybe when we proceed, I'm going to talk more about that. But technical skills is important. However, domain knowledge is more important. It's important to have the two together. All right. So I'm going to explain how you can, get all of this and put yourself out there. The fourth thing I will talk about is that data analysis is dead in 2026 because of AI. AI has come to take the job. We don't need data analysis anymore. And a lot of people are parading this on social media. People always try to push a narrative, you must say. You must know that on social media, everybody wants to talk, all right? And now that AI is the new stuff around, everybody wants views and all of that. So when you see things like this, always do your own research. Always know what is the true stuff. All right. Don't just take things line, hook, and sinker, and then just say, "Oh, nobody needs it, and I can't learn it anymore." Nobody need, but people are still hiring data analysts right up to this moment. And this myth has led to a big confusion. So I'm going to talk a little further about it, because this is a major thing at the moment that's confusing a lot of people. So let's treat this objectively. All right. What I'm about to share with you is the major reason why a lot of people, will take data analysis. We have people in our program that will say, "Oh yeah, I've taken a data analysis program before, blah blah blah, but I couldn't get a job, blah blah blah." They will apply to a lot of roles, but still don't land, interviews. So what is this very important thing? This is that data analysis industry has actually changed, and hiring managers no longer hire the way they do years ago. And I told you at the beginning of this program that this is a major thing we're going to discuss with you. So, truly, AI has drastically changed the industry. And if you do not accept it, or if you do not know it, you will struggle and you end up getting stuck. You remember the time when we were in the agricultural age, and then the industrial age came up, and people started using machines for the things they would do by hand or manually. Some people were like, "No, no way, there's no way that will work. We've always done this with our hands." And some people did not move with it, and they were left behind. And before you know, the industrial age and then the technological age came. People that were able to shift quickly are the people that started earning more. That is the same thing happening now. So if you say, "Oh, AI is here," or if you do not accept that AI is here, or if you do not understand what AI has changed or what AI will change, and you immediately position yourself right ahead of it, you are going to get left behind. The same way people have been left behind at these major instances of shift and evolution that is going on. All right. So that is why this kind of thing is important. So AI has changed every industry, I must say. Here you would see a lot of things regarding AI. All right. These are major companies that are moving in. Even businesses are beginning to build their own AI, because they just want to have, something within their system, and that's how important it is. So we've done quite a number of research, and I can promise you that what you'll be getting here, this information, is it's going to give you absolute clarity, and it is true. So let me show you this. I told you the other time that we did some research. Apologies, from job market leaders. So I'm going to just share my screen and show you some of that. These are report that shows that data analysis is still worth pursuing. So let's find out. Let me share my screen quickly. Are you still with me? Are you still with me? It feels like I've been talking for a long time. Are you still with me? Tell me if you are with me. I feel alone because I can't hear anybody except myself. So tell me that while I try to share my screen. Okay, some people are with me. Let me show you. This is just a post. I'm going to show you some other things. This is just a post. You can see this is a real statistics that data analysis job are set to grow by 34% by 2034. All right, 3034. You can see the median salary. Companies now need these new data pros every year. All right, so these are things that you can read through. Let me show you other stuffs on other websites. Oh, I don't think you can even see my screen. Uh, okay, so I'm going to have to, sorry. Okay. So now you can see this. I was showing you this. Data analysis jobs are set to grow by 34%. All right. So you can see that if you can read quickly, because I'm not going to stay long at that. Companies need over 23,400 new data pros, professionals. That's what it means. This is the median salary per year. All right. Yet people are getting, this person is just talking about why people are getting fewer jobs, even though the opportunity is still there. This is 2034 and we're still in 2026. I'm going to share another one with you now. All right, so here you should be able to see my screen now. right? You can see this US Bureau of Labor Statistics. These are real stuff. You can see how that this is data related programs, 34%. So you can see that that post was even from actual portals like this. So you can see this is how this is the growing occupations between 2024 and 2034, and this is still 2026. So you can see that data related jobs are still set to grow. The last one I will show you because of time. The last one I will show you. Okay, so I guess we have to move. I'm unable to share it. So majorly, I just wanted to show you that these are things you can find out for yourself. These are things that you can find out for yourself that just shows that data analysis job is still here. Don't let anybody boss you into thinking that, oh, I hear AI is come to take the job. So here is the balance I would like to maintain. All right, everything I've shown you shows you that data analysis is predicted to grow more over the next few years, and that AI is not replacing data analysts. However, the balance I would love to maintain is AI is actually gaining wide adoption in data analysis industry now, but it's not replacing analysts. The people it will replace are people who do not learn how to integrate AI into their data analysis process. AI is taking away manual processes, and speed up work so that data analysts can now focus on more things, on thinking better, on business intelligent activity, on decision making, because this is the major thing. In a normal data analysis process, you would understand with, well, if you have not been there, you understand with me that it takes a lot of time to clean the data. It takes a lot of time to transform the data and do all of those, starting this before you even start to analyze the data. However, AI can do that for you now. When you get to Excel, even Microsoft has integrated that into their Microsoft Excel, where you can see, hey, hi, Copilot is suggesting to you what you should clean on the data. All right. However, you must have a technical knowledge before you want to give AI the permission to clean a part, right? But as somebody that has the understanding of cleaning data already, if AI is now suggesting to you that I can clean this old stuff for you in like 5 minutes, then that is a plus to you, because it gets the job done faster. Jamie is here; he will share quite a number of things with you as we go ahead. So AI is actually here, and it is gaining wide adoption, and you must understand. So that factor right there, that factor is why you cannot just learn regular data analysis and think that you land the job. So companies are looking for people who can actually integrate AI into their workflow. All right. The new technologies like this, when they emerge, jobs get displaced. This happens over and over again, like I shared with you the other time. After evolutions like that, things like that happen. So a lot of roles are affected. In fact, a lot of people have been laid off. However, these are for menial roles, like repetitive roles, like middle management, like bookkeeping, entry level, uh, copywriting, logistics, and distribution, or some other stuff that are repetitive. However, as a data analyst, you do not want to, just be there learning the that's what we call traditional data analysts. People just understand how to use the tools, but there is nothing. You're not powering up your data analysis process with any AI process. All right. So the good news is that even though AI is wiping out jobs, it will pave way for new ones, and that is where you can become a part of it. So this is a major thing that distinguishes people now in 2026. That even when you put out your CV there, it can distinguish you on time. So what do you want to do? When you see that technologies like this breezing, that things are changing like this, what you should do is to position yourself there. All right. So you find out where companies are moving to. Oh, now, where are they moving to? Then you move there. So I will show you real stuff now. Oh my God, I didn't open them down. I wanted to show you real LinkedIn job descriptions, and that is important. Oh, let me see if I can find. I'm not sure. I don't want that to waste our time at all. But let me see. Because I was unable to log into my LinkedIn at some time. So oh no, my LinkedIn is not logged in here. So that's going to take a time. That's going to take time. But okay, let me give you this assignment. Go on data analysis, go on LinkedIn, for example. At least a lot of you should have LinkedIn. look for data analysis related jobs, data analysis, go to their job description. In fact, I think in the last webinar I showed about 10 job description. You will see AI, something about AI is there, and it's data, and they are still requesting for SQL, Excel, Power BI. They are still requesting for this skill. However, they are requesting for you to be able to understand data. So companies are actually looking for people that are skilled. So do that homework yourself. I mean, you can go on LinkedIn. It's accessible to everybody. So companies are still looking for SQL. They want you to still be proficient in the use of Excel, Python, Power BI, or Tableau for visualization. They still want you to have, AI automation and generative AI. So you will see a lot of it. Even I showed um legal data analyst role, and they wrote it there, generative AI. So these are edges because they know that if you understand it, then you can move faster with the trend. So they are looking for communication skills. They are looking for project management, analytical thinking, business intelligence. So you see, it's not just about the technical side of things, the Python, the Power BI, the Tableau. They're also looking for more things. AI, especially your communication skills. These are very, very important. This I will need to move fast because other speakers have to come in. But so you must understand that companies have moved away from hiring traditional analysts, people who only write Power BI, SQL, blah 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 on their CV. They're now looking for people who are AI powered data analysts. People who can speed up their processes with AI. People who understand it. People who can build agents that can speed up the work. All right. So if you want to become globally employable, then you must be able to position yourself for what global and international standard is. So that's it. You don't have to limit yourself. If you limit yourself, you're going to stay limited. All right. I just mentioned earlier, AI has created a new future for jobs, and it will remain that way for at least some more centuries to come. So before I bring Dr. Gospel on board to show us how HR is now filter for candidates in 2026, let me tell you another powerful weapon that can help you land job faster. All right. So being an AI powered data analyst will give you an absolute edge, right, over many other applicants. However, there's one more thing that can help you, that can even give you a bigger edge, and it's called domain expertise. It's called domain expertise. Something that can give you an edge when you've added your AI to it. It's called domain expertise. And this is where I'll tell you, I was saying the other time when I was sharing the meet with you, that background that you have in finance, in marketing, in health, in accounting, in no other non-technical background that you studied in school, that you're presently working in, can be an advantage to you. Maybe you're already a marketer, or you're already doing digital marketing. It's not necessarily tech, but can become an advantage to you. You can become your fastest path to becoming a specialized and data analyst. And if you ever wonder why some people claim that it's very hard to land data analyst role, they might tell you it's because jobs are not available. In fact, some people say that I think most people are just putting out fake roles out there. People like to find a way to comfort themselves, or to make themselves feel like maybe when things are not working, they are not the ones at fault. All right. So people say a lot of things, but that's not true, because it's not a job availability problem. If you check this screenshot here, okay, Kia, are you still here with me? Okay, Kia, are you still here with me? I had a screenshot here. So I was searching for data analyst. I just typed this. This is something you can do yourself. Just type data analyst in job. I wish my LinkedIn logged in here. I would have just showed you directly. It needs me to sign in, but I don't want to. Let me see if I can. Data analyst. And I'm going to share my screen if I can see that now. Okay, I think I can. So let me share my screen with you. All right, so this search I made, can you see my screen now? Can you see my screen? What is domain expertise? Thank you for that question. I'm still going to mention it. Can you see my screen? So you can see all I put here was data analyst. And then he pulled up 11,000 plus data analyst job. This is just the United States. We can put other companies, I mean, other countries there. But the one I wanted to show you before, I searched for it worldwide and it showed over 400,000 data analyst related jobs. See, this is 8,000 plus data analyst job in Canada. So let's just assume just put different stuff there. In Nigeria, we have over 47 data analyst job in Nigeria. In which other country comes to mind now? Which other countries come to mind now? Let's say in Germany. You see 10,000. So if you find for all countries now, you know how many I'm saying. And if you want to get a remote job, you can definitely apply to any of these countries around the world. Um, so you can see that's what I wanted to show you. So it's not really the job availability problem, as people will tell you that, oh, it's a job. Okay, Kiki, are you still here with me? All right. Okay, so it's not really the job availability is not the problem as it stands. All right. So the problem is that most data analysts just don't fit into what companies are looking for. What was I telling you the other time? The time I was hiring for this particular role that I was saying, like I said, was not a data analyst role. I was actually looking for people who had the skill, the technical skill I was looking for. However, I was looking for someone who has an experience within our domain. When I say domain, what it means is industry majorly. For example, if an hospital is hiring, they want you to, of course, know the technical part of data analysis. You can analyze data. However, it will interest them to know that you've probably worked, or you studied maybe public health, or you studied, it's data analysis, it's different, it's technical. But then to see that you studied public health, maybe you studied microbiology, or you studied biochemistry, or you studied, I don't know, but let's say a big farm, a major company that does a lot with agricultural product, they are looking for a data analyst. It will interest them to see that you studied Greek, or you've worked in a poultry before, or something that they just know that helps you to understand their domain better. That is what I mean by domain knowledge. All right. So gone are the days where people are looking for generalized skills, or gone are the days where it will help you get higher. In a real scenario, a hiring manager detects a void in a company. They want to solve the specific problem, and they need a talent to come in and fix the problem for them. So, for example, maybe they're experiencing fraud. They need a fraud analyst. Or maybe an hospital needs someone to take charge of analyzing their risks for them. So they are looking for healthcare risk analysts, right? In their job description, definitely you will see things like, Excel, blah, 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 and all of that. And everybody will put that on their CV. But if you have domain knowledge, maybe you studied something related to healthcare before, maybe you did your internship in an hospital, or you have that whatever experience, or maybe it's a bank and you've worked in a bank before, you studied accounting, you were not a data analyst, you didn't study computer science, but you have data analyst knowledge now, and you worked before in a bank, or you worked before in an hospital. That is an advantage for you, because it will separate you, it will distinguish you, it will show that you have the key to the solution. Let me round up by showing you this. Let me round up by showing you this. I like to show proofs, right? So let me round up my part, I mean, by showing you this. Just to show you that these are real things that happen, and if you really, really take your time, these are things you will find out by yourself. So I'm showing you a company here. Doshebosh, I like to use their site. Can you see it? You should be able to see it now. So I'm going to do the search right before your eyes, and you can see the URL here. You can go back there. What's this? So here, I'm going to go into search for, this is their job site, all right? This is their career site. I'm just going to type data analyst here. And you can see this is just one company. This are 180 jobs here. Let's look at the titles of this job. Senior data analyst, compliance officer, transactioning, monitoring, blah, blah, blah. I wish I could go into each of them to show you the requirement, but you can come back yourself here to do it. So let's go, just go through that. Let's go through the pricing analyst. You can see that pricing analyst, this is how granular it has come. They could have just written data analyst here instead of writing pricing analyst, but they need somebody who will come and analyze their pricing. Is that granular now? And companies are ready to pay. They are ready to have several data analysts instead of having one data analyst. All right. So they could have just written that, see, senior credit analyst. Imagine that you've worked in a bank before. Maybe you've worked in the credit section of the bank. I know there is something like that in banks. You work within the credit system before, and you now have data analyst skill, and now you have this background. It's not technical, but when they see that you have that background, they know that you understand their business area better. All right. And that is what gives you that domain expertise that we are talking about. So if you look through, you will see that most of their roles, risk oversight specialist, most of their roles, strategy AI analyst, operations analyst, most of their roles are very granular. Why would they put out a lot of jobs here where they could have just written data analyst and they're looking for data analyst? So companies, this is just one company. You can go to several other international companies, local companies, and check their site for these things. I don't want to take too much time on that. And check their site for these things. Why am I showing you that? These things are real. These are the things. So if you apply for that job and you have such background or whatever background in what area, it really does help you stand out. So what should you do in that area? When you start learning, for example, one thing we do even at INS to ensure that our projects are spread out across different industries. So whichever industry you have an experience, maybe you're transitioning, you're a banker, you want to transition into data analyst, we are going to ensure that you are able to maximize that background that you have. Or maybe something you studied in school, you work better maybe on with healthcare data for your project and all of these things. So you will see that openings are having this granular stuff, fraud analyst, revenue analyst, marketing analyst. That background is what they are looking for. So domain knowledge majorly just means that you are knowledgeable in that specific industry. All right. So the major way you can put into that, just to go quickly through this part, is you will see if you're in finance or banking, maybe we could share this slide with you later. You can go through these arrows under that area that you can explore. You are in retail, marketing and advertising, these arrows under it. So they are as granular as that when you apply specifically to them, it gives you an edge of getting more interview than just applying to broad data analysis role here and there. So I will stop my part here. I wanted to tell you how to then eventually go into becoming a domain expert, but if somebody else remembers to ask me, then I will talk about it. But this is a major thing we focus on, even at Higher to ensure that apart from the technical skill, you also have a domain that you have. If you are going to graduate with us, maybe with 20 projects, you have majority of your projects in that area. So if an hiring manager is checking your portfolio, they know that, oh my God, this person has their hands on the job in this area, then they would be able to get you in for interview, and then you'll be able to talk more about that. All right. So everything we said so far, make one fact obvious: specific skills, tools, experience that companies are looking for in candidates. You've seen it. So AI data analysts in 2026 is expected to possess that hybrid skill. You should be able to merge traditional data analysis with AI intelligence to drive productivity for you. So this is very important. So now I will be bringing Doctor. Before that, let me ask you, are you getting value? Have you gotten value so far? I'm about to bring our next speaker up on board to share with you a lot of. Okay. Thank you. Can we get the video for the webinar later? I presume so. So I'm going to be bringing Dr. Gospel on board with you now. Like I told you, he transitioned from agricultural science to data analyst. Does he have to add? How was he able to do it? Maybe, he'll share a story. Stories are really great. He'll share a story with us. He told me something, important quite a number of months. We were talking about how the companies are beginning to move towards AI, all right, and they're beginning to look for people who are skilled in AI. So it will tell us I was able to move from non-tech to this tech suite, because I know a lot of you want to hear that. How he got hired in an international company. Of course, he lives here, okay, How data analysis hiring managers now filter candidates in 2020. What do they look out for? What does he look out for on people's CV when he's checking their distance? So please take note of these things. They will really help you. All right. So thank you, Dr. Gospel. Is a doctor. You can say I said doctor. So when you are greeting him in the comment section, don't forget to put that doctor because it's a lot of work. All right. Thank you so much for choosing to do this with us. Thank you for choosing to give back to the society. We are so, so grateful. It's my delight to welcome Dr. Gospel on board. Thank you so much. Let me bring him up. Dr. Gospel, can you hear me? Mm. Dr. Gospel, can you hear me? Can he hear me? Hello, hello. Sorry, give me a moment. I don't know if you can hear me. Let me reach out to him. Oh, can anybody hear Dr. Gospel? Maybe I'm the only one that cannot. All right. So we'll try to have him rejoin now. You're welcome. You're welcome. So we'll try to rejoin. I guess maybe something is up. So now I believe what you'll be sharing with us will be very, very instrumental to everybody. Imagine how he moved from being a beginner and is now a senior analyst. Okay, you can't. Yeah, he's going to try to rejoin. I think. We can see you now, and we can see your mouth moving, but I can't hear your voice. I don't know if anybody can hear you. Okay, and you're speaking actually, but we can't hear you. Are you sure you're not muted? No. Hmm. Uh, okay, looks like we can hear a little. I can hear a little bit of sound coming from you.
Okay.
But,
Let
oh
me
yes, oh yes, oh
okay,
yes.
can you hear me?
Glory to Jesus.
Okay.
I can hear you now, and I guess others can hear you as well.
I'm checking the comment as well just to save.
Yeah, I can hear you, and it's getting louder now.
Okay.
Please, guys, comment. You can't hear.
Oh no.
They can't hear you, but I can. They say you should talk louder, sir.
Okay. So I'm speaking a bit louder now. Is it better?
Yeah, I can hear you very well. Okay, they can hear you now. Thank God.
Okay. So let me increase my input volume. Is it way better now?
Ah, yeah, very loud.
Okay. Okay. All right. So good evening everyone. Sorry for the issue with the communication. All right. So can I start? Can I share
Yes,
my screen?
please.
Okay. I know we
Yeah,
don't
I
have
was
much time.
sharing it for you already, but if you want to,
Okay. I think I can just share from my end also.
all right, that's fine.
All right. It shouldn't be a problem with this John, right? If I share my screen.
No.
Okay. All right. So okay. So let me know if it works well. So I'm sharing my second screen. Is he visible?
Yes.
All right. So thank you so much. Thank you. All right. So good evening once again, everyone. I had the introduction my dear sister said, and it was quite nice. I'm gospel, so please, if you want to address me, address me as gospel.
Dr. Gospel, please.
And I also saw what Emmanuel said about me when they said I have two heads. I don't, just one head. So I've been enjoying the session so far. To be honest, it's always a nice time to get this understanding and to see how the industry, especially in terms of data analysis, how things are going. So in this session, what I'll be focusing on will be something that a lot of you have been thinking about, and it concerns what it takes to get hired as a data analyst in 2026 and what people on the other side, that is recruiters, what they are looking for on your CV and when they get to talk to you in person. So personally, I have spent few years on both sides. I first as a candidate applying for jobs and also a bit more, interviewing people, either reviewing their CV, the cover letters, and trying to determine who should get invited, who should move on to the next stage, and all. So that's what we'll be discussing in the next 15 minutes, hopefully. Then we'll have some time for questions. So uh, a little thing about myself. I studied agricultural economics back in Nigeria, Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. For those that are familiar or those that have attended our school, quite a nice environment. So back then, well, as a lot of you guys would know, we usually don't work while we study. It's in Europe, we get to see people working and studying at the same time. But back in Nigeria, it's usually about just work, just school, right? So I had no corporate experience aside for the 1 year NYSC period. I was a salesperson in Lagos, after which I moved to Czech Republic, where I started my master's degree program in economics again. In agricultural economics in particular. So international development and agricultural economics at the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. At the Czech University of Life Sciences, Prague. So I moved to Czech Republic in 2019, started my program, and still at that point, I had zero coding knowledge, no computer science degree, nothing like boot camp, nothing technical at all. So when I decided to move into data analytics, I was a complete novice. So what I just understood then was I knew there was no shortcut, and every available platforms that I could, you know, I could use. I leveraged on them to acquire skills. I used them to learn. And the truth is, when you acquire those skills, it's quite important. So as at 2021, that was before I really knew a lot of things about AI. So I completed my master's degree program. I began to look into data analysis because it was something exciting for me because that's important. So it was something I find interesting. I could, sit down there analyzing data. At that time, I was really using SPSS, Stata, as some of you guys know. So as of 2021, after my program, or just before I finished my master's degree, I was looking into uh, improving my skills on Microsoft Excel, and I was doing a bit of Python programming. Although at that point I didn't know where or when I was going to apply those skills, so but I just wanted to learn. And if I'm being honest with you, when I landed my internship program, I started as an intern actually at McKinsey and Company as of 2021. And the internship program is always designed for students in their second year of their academic program, bachelor's, master's degree, right? So I did a couple of trainings, I did a couple of certifications alone. And first week of my internship program, I was ready to quit. So that was when I realized that the certifications were not enough. So, of course, the certification, I won't say they are not good. They give you the background information, they give you foundational experience, they expose you to very good knowledge. But the truth is, without applying, without using this knowledge and applying it in practice, it's just nothing. So you just realize that you've read a lot of papers, you've gone through a lot of texts, you've watched series of videos, but if you don't have a project, right, you will not be able to apply this thing. So nobody on your team, for instance, would ask you to recite what an offset function is in Excel, or explain what uh, maybe if statement or whatever. They just want you to apply it, or let's say parallel period in DAX, right? When you're creating functions in Power BI or LODs, for instance, exclude, include, and all those things. So nobody will actually ask you to define like we have a stand-up meeting. Please define what this is. Nobody will actually ask you for that. So they want, what they need is for you to actually use it. And I mean, when you're under pressure, when you're facing a real problem, you're talking to clients, consultants, business analysts, partners, senior partners, and so on. So you know that you're under pressure, you need to deliver something good, and they see you as an expert. So you're supposed to deliver something tangible. So the gap, I mean, if you look at this, the gap between knowing and actually doing is what nearly broke me during the first week of my internship program. So my first week was rough, I would say. I always try to tell people it can feel like that when you're transitioning into a new role. I was never a data analyst. I was familiar with using Excel. As at that time, I was only familiar with, adding two cells together, not write. I never knew there was anything like writing formulas in Excel. I just knew you could bring a cell, add another cell, get this, divide this one, the simple calculations. So I was not prepared. I was not well prepared for what was coming. Is there something? Sorry. Good.
No, no, no. Please go
All right.
ahead.
So at that first week, I was a bit overwhelmed and I was not well prepared for what was coming. And I wanted to quit even before the whole thing started. So for me, what changed things was the platform I had to practice and gain hands-on experience on what my previous colleagues had done, on what the team was actually doing before I joined. So what I did was just to sit down, practice, and practice. So I had my cheat sheets. I was using OneNote. I was using, I was majorly using OneNote, to save a lot of my formulas so that whenever I need them, I could just easily look at them and get up to speed with whatever exercises or whatever scenario I was trying to do. So at that point, I practiced a lot of exercises. I reviewed different solutions. So that was one thing I did. I checked a lot of solution. I checked current and past team members, how they did something similar. If they did something similar, how they attempted to resolve it. And also there was a bit of coaching that was involved. So I don't joke with that. So there were people I always reach out to just to put things in perspective, to see if I'm in the right line, if I'm doing things properly. So within 3 months of constant practice and development, there was something that changed, and that's the most important thing. So I kept showing up whenever we have, if work starts at 9, for instance, I'll probably get to work a bit early at 8, at 7:30. I will go through a bit of, exercises. I will go through a bit of challenges just to, get myself in the mood already. So as at that point, within 3 months, I was already, engaging with more tenured colleagues, people that were already in the firm for 4 years, and they were like coming to me for help. Okay, I know you've done something like this. Do you have any idea? How can I do this? And so on. So I became a go-to person for even tenured colleagues in the firm, right? So 4 months after the start of my internship program, I became a full-time employee. I landed my first internal project on Tableau, actually, not on Power BI. I mean, not on Excel. And at this point, I was not even so familiar with Tableau, but because they saw the dedication, they saw the eagerness to grow, which is something important that you would also realize when you start working on this type of when you work in this type of teams, right? So the reason I'm telling you all of this is because there might be a 2021 version of me or a 2019 version of me out there that is thinking, I don't have the skill, I don't have the tech background. If you check my LinkedIn, you won't see anything like computer science or whatever. You won't see anything like that. So you might be thinking this is not for me. So the truth is, my background was, if I just consider my background, right, the knowledge I had as a 2021, I would say I wouldn't even be qualified for a job in data analysis, right? But the story I'm presenting to you is just to encourage anyone. I mean, for you that are here, I believe you're here for the fact that you want to gain some experience. Probably you want to pivot into a data analytic role and you find it exciting, you find it interesting, because it can be frustrating sometimes, So, yeah, quickly, let's start with a pattern I see over and over again. So whether I'm the one applying or reviewing an application, what I observe mostly is people putting a list of certificates that they have gotten. They think the certificates are enough, and then you write a lot of claims. It's not bad. You write a lot of claims. I'm a fast learner. I'm very good at SQL, Python, or whatever libraries you're working with. You're good at problem solving. The problem comes when they put in a scenario. So they ask you, in-depth knowledge about, let's say, a situation. They put a scenario, a situation in front of you, and they ask you, what would you do here, right? So without the actual hands-on experience, the problem is you would mostly struggle when you're trying to answer those questions. You will be fidgeting. Your recruiter or the person interviewing you is particularly looking for, let's say, a particular function. Let's say they are dealing with a row level security in sharing access to certain things in Power BI, but you're not familiar with row level security, or you've not gone through that stage of, sharing data, and you don't want some people to see it, you want some people to see it, that kind of a thing. So you're dealing with a scenario where they want you to actually tell them what you would do. So without that experience, without you getting your hands on those things, you would actually struggle. So by the way, what got me hired in 2021 is different from what would get you hired in 2026. So some of those things are still applicable now. A strong CV with a lot of initiatives that you have built, projects that you have worked on, dashboards, reports that you have done is very good. Your communication skill, very important, right? So for the role you're applying, you want to apply to, try to check a list of people that have gone ahead of you. Try to check a lot of people that are in similar fields. Try to see what they have done. Try to see the processes they followed, right? So on LinkedIn, you have access to a lot of things, by the way. AI gets you access to a lot of things too, but LinkedIn it makes you see what others have actually done. So if you're going to a data analytic role, for instance, look for people in that same field. Even in a company you're eyeing, right? Look for people that are in that field. Look at what they've done, and then you can pick a couple of things from there. So most importantly, again, in 2026, I would say what is really important is AI skills. So it's a non-negotiable. At this point, I will tell you it's a non-negotiable. So even if you are not applying for an AI-related role, it doesn't need the CV doesn't. I mean, the job description does not need to say we are looking for someone who is expert in this, and this. It's a thing we now look out for. It's a thing recruiters look out for. So they want to see on your CV. And by the way, seeing on your CV that I'm saying, it's not like they are studying or reading through every word on your CV. It's just a scan. They just scan your CV. 5 to 10 seconds. They must be able to see key information like Power Query, pivots, LODs, DAX functions. Let's say you're working on Power BI, Tableau, data visualizations, and so on. So they need to see all those skills: SQL, Python, R basics, AI proficiency. They want to see things like Copilots. The speaker already mentioned Copilot. Very important. If you've not started using Copilot as a data analyst, as of now, I think you need to really, really work on using Copilot. Claude, Cursor. I use Claude a lot now. So you need to get familiar with using all those tools to build models. So the reason why you're using those tools is to get your work done faster. So you're not the same way the speaker said. There was a time where you're doing things manually. People were like, "Oh no, we can't trust this, we can't trust that." But the truth is, the models in this environment are developing so fast that you'll be shocked that a lot of the things you're building right now, you can connect Claude to Power BI using MCPs, and you're developing models. You are developing formulas. You're developing measures and what's it called now? Semantic models. You're doing all sorts of things without even touching the tool. You're not even touching Power BI yet. So I'm not saying all these tools are not important. I mean, I'm not saying knowing Power BI now is late or whatever. But the thing is, you need to incorporate this with AI, right? So when you put all this in your CV, it signals that you're growing, you're developing, right? Because these are things that recruiters want to see. So let me see if I've not skipped anything. Okay, so in consulting and advisory, I mean the consulting side. So you want to prioritize structured problem solving skills, right? You're using Excel, Tableau, Power BI. A lot of companies still use Excel, by the way. A lot of companies still use Excel. Tableau, depending on the field, Tableau, Power BI, and good communication skills. For tech and maybe SaaS companies, SQL, Python fluency, very crucial. AI fluency, also important. For startups, what I would say is for startups and scale-ups, I think what is really important for them is your versatility. You can't just say you know how to do only one thing. It's a startup. They want you to handle a lot of things. Ambiguity. They want you to act. They don't want you to wait for everything to be perfect. With a small brief, with a small information, they want you to be able to act, right? For corporate and finance team, domain knowledge is very important, right? So attention to details, proper stakeholder management, very, very crucial, right? So I won't say a good CV is important, but you might not get a perfect CV. But what is important on your CV are projects. If you can talk about projects you have worked on, cases you have worked on, right? Dashboards, reports that you have built, all those things are what really gets you hired. So your CV, I would say AI fluency, fundamentals about AI, Excel skills, SQL, Python, depending on what you're comfortable in. Uh, Power BI fluency. Just don't undo don't use too many data visualization tools. I would say focus on the most important ones. If you like Power BI, focus on it. Be very very good at it. I'm still completing some courses on Power BI. I just did one actually this weekend. So you always keep growing. So there are things you always keep learning. So you don't want to be a master of everything and not very good at it, right? You don't want to be you don't want to touch everything but not very good at one thing. So if you want to be a BI specialist, for instance, or you want to focus on, let's say, using Power BI, right? Just sit on that. Know everything you need to know on Power BI. Go into cases, go into projects, do as many things as you can. And in your interview stages, when you start talking about those projects, they know that you've actually done this, and you've not only done it once, you've repeated those processes over and over again. So they can see it when you're saying it, by the way. So there's the case and behavioral part. It's majorly focused on problem solving, your communication when you're under pressure, and so on. And then, yeah, evidence of initiative, collaboration, speed of learning, very very crucial too. So quickly, I just created this list here. So technical skills, as you can see, I put it priority is very very high for technical skills. Your soft skill, very very crucial to your adaptability, your grit, your dedication, like you being authentic, very very crucial. So initiative and training, you training yourself, very very crucial. You coming for this program is part of training, by the way, because you want to develop yourself, right? Working on projects, challenges, and so on, right? So problem solving, always look for ways. There's really not, when you've worked on projects, you realize that there's not one way to solve a particular problem. You can be writing if statement and someone else is using when, for instance. I'm talking about, let's say, creating DAX function or LODs or functions in Tableau, for instance. Someone else can be using if, getting the same result. Someone else can be using when or case or something like that, and you're wondering why these different things, right? So there are different ways that you can solve a problem. So depending on the scenario, sometimes you might need to know all these things, right? So one thing I would say is know the fundamentals. AI can help you with a lot of things, and that's why a lot of consultant business analysts will still come back to you, because they don't have the experience you have, right? They don't have the skills, the proper foundation you have in, let's say, semantic modeling, for instance. A lot of people don't even know what semantic modeling is, right? So they just know that they want to put their data, they want to import it to Power BI and generate some insight, or they want to load their data into Power Query. They don't understand exactly how to connect, how to use maybe identifiers, connect the tables, many to many relationships, and so on. So those are the things that you know. So those foundational knowledge, very, very crucial. So consistency is key. I would always say that. So full focus every day, commit some time every day to learning, to training, and so on. So build your own cheat sheet as well. As I said, I had one note where I have a lot of formulas. Some of them are so long, some of them are quite short. You just need to like check those things sometimes. So treat AI fluency as non-negotiable. It's 2026. You should have even started this some months or years ago, right? So as at now, it's still not too late, because there are still tools that are being developed. Always connect with people that are connect with people that are doing these things, know what they are doing, and then you can easily grow, right? Don't just think knowing, Power BI desktop is enough. No, try to connect with people, and this is why you have a network of, this type of platform. You can always connect with people, let them mentor you, let them train you, right? They tell you, they give you structured guide, they give you a path to follow, right? So instead of making the mistake that they made, because a lot of us, I will tell you, a lot of us without mentors would have made very terrible mistakes. We would have spent a lot of time, going through series of trainings that do not even align with what we want to do, right? So try to network with people, right? Get mentors. They would allow you to move faster. They won't allow you to fall into some pits, right? And yeah, so I think I'll stop here. My time is fast spent already, so that should be the last one. So yeah, so I was checking the Ioneer platform, and I'll say that there are a lot of things you can pick from there: data analytics, Power BI, Tableau, all the SQL. So you see how I listed a couple of things here. If that was me, this is what I'm going to just pick, right? I'm trying to go into data analytics. I'm going to look at maybe understanding how Excel works, because a lot of people are still going to give you data in Excel. Not everyone will load their data and get you data from Snowflake or Databricks or something. So you need to understand where I'm getting my data from, right? You need to understand problem solving as well, right? So those are the things you pick. I will just probably pick Power BI and Tableau, because for me, I like Power BI. It's a bit more robust than Tableau. I don't like the dashboard interface or storytelling of Tableau. SQL, very, very important too, right? And AI engineering, creating agentic models, very, 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 very crucial. So that's where I will stop, and I will just open the floor for a couple of questions. So if you have questions for me, I believe you can drop it in the chat. Yeah.
Wow. Am I the only one saying wow after this? I mean, so much has been shared, so much to learn. I see some people say we're newbie. Yeah, don't worry about those terminologies. Of course, these are things you're going to get conversant with when you start your own process of learning. I hope you were taking note. I hope you were taking note. I hope you were taking note of the major things he shared, the mistake that people make on their CV, just dumping certificates on it, the gap he noticed when he got into the job, and reading or just watching a bunch of videos is different from actually getting the work. I said that at the beginning, right? If you remember, that is very important. That if you want to learn, don't just go and get a program and just say, let me start watching a video, and at the end of it, you post a certificate. I'm now a data analyst. Well, people will celebrate you, but that doesn't get you high. He has said a lot of things that if you took note of them, you are going to be glad you did. Don't worry about the technologies are things that you're going to get conversant with as you start. And this is one of the reasons we prioritize projects. Don't worry. If you have time, some of our students will come up and speak about, oh my God, the many projects they've done, how much they've done, because we know this is what gets you hired. Don't let people cajole you into thinking that, oh, if you just watch videos, if you just do that, you'll be fine. You won't be fine. That's not what hiring managers are looking for. Can you say thank you to Dr. Gospel? Someone said I knew he has two heads.
That
Well
was that was
done.
Emmanuel.
So if you did it, then you can do. It's a process, as you can see. It's a process. Mentorship was involved. These are the key things you should take as important. And even at Ioneer, we don't do pre-recorded programs. We don't do that. It's live. You go, you get your assignment. You go, you do it. You bring it back. The teacher checks your assignment thoroughly, gives you feedback. You go back. So you have to get your hands dirty. Like you said, there are things you will be asked on interview that if you have not done it, if you've just watched videos, you will get stuck. So this is why we prioritize these things. All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Gospel. If
Thank
you
you.
have a question for Dr. Would there be with
I'm checking the
yeah,
time.
you already see that on the slide he shared with us. You can't just say three tools, all right? There are quite a number of things that makes up data analysis, but these are important things that you can focus on: Excel, SQL, Power BI, Python. These are things. Don't worry, we're still going to share the roadmap that you can follow that would be robust enough for you to know that you're confident to get started. Okay. Um, I'm learning data analysis, but I've jumped from one video to another. I know. This is one of the issues we have noticed with a lot of people. It's not your fault. It's things here and there, and sometimes you don't get to be able to meet the right academy to take you on, and that's why it's important. We are going to get into all of that, show you the roadmap how you can get started, the exact place you should get started, and then move forward. Maybe in like 1 minute somebody is asking, doctor, what are statistics? We need to move forward on that. So please, someone is saying what of statistics, and you just briefly answer that.
Okay, I'm not really sure what the person means about statistics. Uh,
Maybe
can you, Ugochukwu, I think, can you maybe elaborate on what you mean by statistics?
Gochuku, please can you elaborate on that and type it in the comment section. We'll be preparing to have Jamilu Muhammad on board. He's an expert. All right. You've seen how many bars doctor has dropped for us now. Saying all of those things is not to scare you, it's not to make you feel like it's over the top of you. Most of these things is the reason why it's like that is because you've not interfaced with them. The moment you do, when I was learning Python at first, I ran away. The second I had to go back to by the second time, or when I went to it again, I was like, this thing that I thought this thing was so hard, but sometimes the reason why you are that scared or you feel like it's a lot is because that's your first time. And whenever anything is your first time, your brain, your brain is struggling. Your brain is like, no, 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 I don't want any difficult thing. But if you push further, you'll be able to do it. So while we wait for that, I'll quickly, because we don't have a lot of time. I would love to bring Jamil. Please, if you can. Okay, I mean, is statistics a basic requirement for data analysts, or do we need a background in statistics? So I'll add Jamil to the stage now. So, doctor is asking.
Okay, so yeah, I can maybe provide a bit of experience here. So Ugochukwu, thank you for the question, by the way. So I'm not a statistician, I would say. I love mathematics, but I don't think it's my strongest point. So I wouldn't say you should start taking statistics course because you want to go into data analysis. Not It's not really necessary. So it's good for you to have the knowledge, the foundation, I would say, know your basic statistics, right? So there are a couple of things. Let's say you're trying to calculate KPIs or you're trying to calculate revenue or something like that. You know the fields you're going to use to calculate those. So those are the basic things you need, right? So you don't need to go in depth into statistics and econometric modeling and the likes. No, no, no. You don't need to go deep into that. So if you're going into statistics, probably you're going into a different aspect of maybe analysis, right? So it's not really about, if you're talking about data analysis, visualizations, and so on, you're not talking about using, let's say, the statistics model, I mean, the statistics environment like startup, SPSS, and so on. So it's a bit different, right? So what you're building as a data analyst is to help companies, and let me just explain in very few words, is to help companies make informed decision. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to create like a dashboard. You're trying to create a report of what analysts or what consultants, what they can present to other companies. I mean, there are other companies meeting them, trying to understand how should we do this, how should we do that. So you're presenting them with facts based on data, right? So you're telling them, hey, your production as at May, since 3 years ago or 5 years ago, right? Your production or your revenue always drops around this time, right? So you're trying to understand, hey, what measures can we take to avoid this? What can we do to bypass this issue? So you're not really going into, let's say, statistics, trying to understand the core aspect of statistics. No, that's not what you're trying to do, right? So I hope that is clear. And for those asking for
Yeah.
mentees, please reach out to the speaker. She'll be able to guide you on this. Okay. I hope I
Thank
answered this question.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you for choosing to do this with us again. It means so much. I'm sure that you've impacted a lot of people already today, and we're grateful. For those who are asking, as a newbie, where do we get started? We're going to show you. Jamri is coming on board. He's going to be showing you roadmap. I'm still going to come on board and show you roadmap. Here at Pioneer, we offer deep internship. We're going to be sharing all of that with you. How do I get projects? We do that here. And you cannot go through your session with us here and not have at least 10 project at the that's like 10 core projects at the end of your session. In fact, if you do not do that, we will not graduate you. So that's how much we are so keen on those things. So we'll just stay to the end of this. We are going to share all of that with you. How reliable is data analysis learning online? I mean, we're in an online world now. Most of your learning would happen online. So it depends on the people you are learning from. That is what determines the robustness of what you get. But just stay tuned. We still have a lot in store for you. I'm going to be bringing Jamie on board, and he's going to be sharing quite a number with us in like the next 15 minutes. Please, are you with me? Jamilo, are you ready to get started? Are you with
Yes,
me?
thank you very much, Palumi.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
So sorry, quickly. I've not introduced Jamil to you, or I did earlier before the class started. But for those who are just joining, he's a professional data analyst with years and years of experience. He's worked with several companies, international companies, local companies as a whole, and he's proficient teacher as well. So he'll be sharing quite a number of things to you, roadmap that you can use for those who are asking. I mean, I know most of you are newbie here. This is about breaking into tech. So this is not for people who are already into tech. This is for people that are trying to break in, or you are trying to transition in your career to become a data analyst. So this is for you. Don't worry, there's still a lot more. After Jamie, I will still come on board and share quite some things with you that would answer all these questions. So please stay tuned and let's get started. Jamil, thank you so much. You can go ahead.
All right, that was a great one. Thank you very much for having me. Um, it's actually nice to be here, and I'm happy to be part of experts in the field, and I'll be glad to share my experience to inspire the next generation of analysts. So before I begin, Pelumi, will you be the one to? I have my slide here. Can I share directly from here?
Yes, you can.
Okay, all right, that's fine. Please
Yeah, we
confirm
can see it
if you
now.
can see my screen.
Yeah, we can see.
All
We
right.
can see your
Thank,
screen.
all right. Thank you very much once again. My name is Muhammad Jamil Abdullahi. I'm a financial analyst. I basically look at the financial data of companies and businesses, understand what is wrong, and then advise on the next action to take. So, financial analysis is a part of data analysis, and it's basically all about solving business problems using data. Decisions in the 1990s were made in the traditional way, and we are in 2026, the era of AI. So, of course, decision has to be made differently, and this time around, backed by data. So, whatever it is you do, what does the data says? Bef- Before you take an action, what does the data says? After you are done with plan A, what's your plan B? What's your plan C? And it's all directed towards what the data says. Now we are in the era of AI, and people have the opinion of AI is going to take over your job. Whenever I see things like this, I smile and I said, okay, if AI can do my job, then I'm going to give you the best AI in the world so you can be productive the way I am. These are the kind of questions I throw at people. Now, nobody can dispute the fact that AI are getting smarter day by day, but your AI is as smart as you are. That is the bottom line. If you are smart, your AI is smart. And if you are not, your AI is also not. The AI might try to give you something to work with, but it will not be as compared to someone who is smart in using AI tools. Now, let me give you a simple scenario. There was an era where if you are a typist, you are the OG. You are considered as an expert. But here we are. If you know how to type with your computer, it means nothing. We are those days, simple computer operations is something that are done by expert. But today, that is no longer the case. So the AI you were aware of last year, which is ChatGPT, where you count that from last year till date, you come to realize that new AI tools have been released, AI tools evolve. But of all AI tools, it is the person who is using it that defines what happened. Now, as I go through my presentation, I will help you connect the dot. So some of you who have questions in regards to data analysis, you don't know where to start from, you don't know how to begin, and what to do next. Once I'm done with my presentation, you're going to have the answer you need. So all clarity will be provided and all issues or questions will be answered. So let me start by directing your mind to the global world. Now, the world itself is a global village, such a way that whatever happens in Nigeria is clearly visualized across the world. So decision taken in the United States affect what happens in Nigeria today. A case study is the war between the US and Iran that affect the pump price of petroleum. Now, I just cite this example to make you connect with me so that as I begin to reflect on the concept of the day, you get to understand where I'm coming from. So this shows you that the decision made by US president affect prices in Nigeria. This is the impact of data. When you are using AI, you need to train it, you need to feed it, you need to direct it before it can give you the proper insight you need. How can you direct something that you yourself has little knowledge of? That is the gap that exists in today's world. And that's exactly what this program will fill in for you. As of now, if I give you a data set and I ask you to come up with reasonable insight, I'm going to give you the best AI tool with the best subscription. Of course, the AI will do the job, but how can you interpret what the AI does? Can you stand in front of Mr. President and say, this is the meaning of my report and defend it? That is the next question. So AI is there, but your knowledge of the field defines how things get done. Direct the AI and channel it to become smarter to do exactly what you want. So like I said, the world has become a global village such that if you are training yourself, you have to now uphold international standards. So I'm going to talk about what you need to understand in regards to becoming global internationally as a data analyst and using AI as a tool that helps you get to your destination. So I have categorized this into four things that changes the narrow, that changes everything. First of all, there are some global skills you need to learn and understand, which if you leave Nigeria today and find yourself in the UK, the US, Canada, or any other country in the world, read my lips, even though you can't really see me physically, but read my lips. You will become productive and you're going to get the skills right here with Ioneer. The next is the shift in AI. Given the explanation I have made in regards to AI, you come to understand that AI is as intelligent as you are. If I give you a data set, if you have a data set and I have the same data set, believe me, I'm not being proud. I'm going to come up with something great than you, even if you have a better AI tool than I do. So that's why AI is learned in a particular way, and we're going to discuss more about that when you enroll for the course. Then I'm also going to explain the roadmap to learn data analysis in 2026. So if you are lost somehow and you would like to learn data analytics, I will explain more about that. Then finally, I will conclude my presentation by giving you a tip of the iceberg on how AI agents are used for analysis. Please, Balumi, if you can hear me, kindly confirm.
Yes, yes, we are with you.
All right. So in regards to the global scale stack, this is what I have in my outline. The data analytics program with Ioneer is going to train you to be international standard such that when you find yourself in the US, you can confidently say, yes, I'm a data analyst, because you'll be introduced to the foundation of data analytics and you get to understand things like spreadsheet, SQL, and what does it take for you to think like a data analyst. Spreadsheets are basically applications like Microsoft Excel, and another is Google Sheet. So you'll be introduced to what Excel is and how you get to do it, what data cleaning is, and all of those technical details. But what is more important is the meaning of what you are doing. If you are cleaning your data, why? If you are analyzing the data, why? If you discover an insight, why is it that way? You see, the question why is going to help you uncover a lot of patterns. So during the introductory part, you'll be guided on this. The next is visualization. We all know that people understand visuals. They comprehend graphs and charts much more than numbers. If I give you a stack of numbers, it might be quite difficult for you to comprehend. But when I give you a visual and I show you a trend, how things move across time, you understand that better. So you'll be working with tools like Power BI, Tableau, and in addition, Python for visualization. Then this is where your AI fluency comes in. Now, we all know that the likes of Copilot, which is an AI developed by Microsoft, have the likes of Cloud add-in in Excel. We have the ChatGPT add-in in Excel. It takes you to write a single prompt and AI begins to do the magic. So you're going to learn how to work with these tools so they can give you the optimal result. Then the next is storytelling. Behind every data, there is a story. If you are working with a sales data and you realize there are declines of sale within a particular period, there's a story behind that decline. And if sales rise, there's also a story behind it. So, what is the story behind the data? Can AI answer that for you? I will allow you to ponder on this. But the point here is you are human. Your understanding of the business model, your understanding of the industry helps you channel the results you've gotten from the analysis and you make a conclusion similar to something like this. You could say the rise in sales is as a result of festive periods witnessed between October and January. So this is a story you've now presented because the data has shown that sales has rise within the ember months. Now, if you ask AI, it's just going to tell you sales has rise within the ember month. It might not really tells you that this is the cause of it. Probably another instance is a situation where the government introduced a policy and that policy affected your business negatively. But AI has so much information that it might not narrow it down to that specific policy until you tell it to do so. So these are some of the weaknesses of AI, which you as an individual can smartly channel AI on track in order to maximize its potential. So we're going to teach you how all of that is done. And above all, the world is a global village. Remote works are accessible everywhere. Understanding of how to capitalize on that, work from your home, and make good money is something you're going to learn. So these are the trend in regards to demand for data analysts globally. When you have this at an optimal level, then trust me, companies will come after you. Okay, just a quick one so I don't waste your time. I have a case study of uh, an era before AI is more, you know, it's more inherently used. I call it before 2020, but I should have taken it downward. But anyway, I just want to be recent. And I have a case study of an era from 2026 upwards. Now, in 2020 or before that, data entries are done manually. You have a clerk whom you give your data to so they can enter it. Queries are done manually. Tax takes weeks, sometimes months, for you to even prepare one report. There are gatekeepers. We call them gatekeepers. These are people who are technical in writing codes. If it is in Excel, we call it VBA codes. It's in Power BI, we call it DAX, or it's in SQL, we call it queries. And if it is Python, there are libraries used for that. So these people know how to code very well. They do all of that. But if you go to Claude, for example, and just give it a simple CSV file and just tell it to analyze, it will just begin to write some Python codes that you cannot read because you don't have knowledge in that. So the point is, before 2020, some of these things are done manually. But now the narrative has changed. It's now been automated. Instead of you to take 1 hour, sorry, instead of you to take weeks, let's say 2, 3 weeks to do some things, it's just a matter of hours. So, but this hour can only be productive when you channel the AI to do exactly what you have in mind. So without AI, you're still going to be productive, but with AI, you're going to save much time. So moving to the next slide, this is the roadmap you all be going through, which I believe an average of 160 people are live in this session. So this is the roadmap we're going to take you through. The program is divided into 6 months. The first month is basically the foundation where you're going to learn some key concepts in Excel and you build your first project. One thing I normally tell students is that do not be ashamed of what you have done. Build your first project, publish and post it on Telegram. That marks your journey. It marks the starting point of your data analytics journey. So at the first month, you're going to have your first dashboard built in Excel. In the second month, you begin to build your report in Power BI. Building it is quite simpler if you are being taught by the right people. And congratulations to you, you are in the right place. So worry not because your problem has been solved. In month 3, you'll be introduced to SQL, which is basically structured query language where you get to work with database. But the question is, why do you need database? As a data analyst, you work with database basically because organizations who have money to pay you an average of 70,000, 80,000 plus in dollar. Convert this to Nigerian naira, you'll be earning 2 million, 4 million plus for a start. Those organizations work with database. They have a server located somewhere and they work with database. Now, when I say database, you might think it is a concept from planet Jupiter. No. Data. Database is a collection of the word data and base. Data is any information in its raw form. Base is a container. So database is just a container that holds information. This is how concept will be simplified to you where you enroll in the course. In month 4, you'll be introduced to statistical analysis. Now, somebody asks a question in regards to statistical analysis. Now, I'm just going to give you a little part of it, but the main, I will reserve them when you join the session. Statistical analysis is basically the use of data to identify patterns. For instance, your data might tells you if you increase your production by 100 units, you're going to have increase in revenue. But at what magnitude? That is what statistics tells you, using the likes of correlation, regression, analysis of variance, and of hypothesis. Now, all of these things I mentioned, you might think you'll be using some derivations or no. You are not using any derivations. You are not deriving anything. It's as simple as typing the SQM and then open your parentheses. Within some, it's just like saying start, and that's it. You are done. You can conduct your statistical analysis in Excel. Excel has data analysis tool pack. You can conduct statistical analysis in other softwares like SPSS, like Stata, eViews, and R. All of these are used for statistical analysis. You can also conduct statistical analysis in Python using the stat model library. So, but the core importance of statistics is to tell you more about your data, the impact of one thing on the other, and how does it shape decisions. Because tomorrow, if a manager comes to you and be like, why is it that if we increase the product we send to Abuja by the same quantity with the one sent to Port Harcourt, we tend to have more revenue from Port Harcourt, even though we sell little or the same amount as compared to the one from Abuja. Now, these are some little in-depth knowledge that statistics brings to light to you by observing relationships between variables. It's very, very interesting. And the course is organized in such a way that lessons are given, assignments are given, exercises are given. The way I'm presenting this slide, this is how you'll be guided to present your slide. You come and give your insight such that while you are being trained, you gain domain knowledge and you begin to develop experience. It's going to be interesting. I just can't wait to see you on the other side. On month 5, which is for Python, this is where you'll be introduced to the basics of Python and you get to learn how to work with big data. Like I said, those organizations that have the money to pay you $100,000, and if you convert this in naira, you are counting around 150 million in a year, or you are counting around 7 million, 6 million in a month. Good things doesn't come easy. The organizations that have the money to pay you use automations. So the least you can do is to learn the basics and AI do the rest for you. So if you are ready to earn 3 million, 4 million per month when you convert it to Nigeria, then you need to follow this blueprint. And that's basically what you'll be taught within the course. On month 6, you'll be introduced to data engineering, where you get to learn how to build data pipelines and also execute some automations. You can't expect a professional data analyst to come to work today, open your database, or let me say log into the database, extract data, go to Power BI, visualize your reports, create your KPIs and metrics, then you send them via email to your supervisor or the stakeholder that needs that information. You come back tomorrow, repeat the same thing. Come next tomorrow, the same thing. Next tomorrow, the same thing. No, those era are gone. That was in the 2010s and the 1990s. This is 2026, where smart models and AI tools are available. Why not automate that process whereby a single word will trigger the AI system and it takes it off from there? So, your knowledge of data engineering will help you understand how data pipelines are built, how tools are connected to each other so they can communicate and pass a message. We're going to discuss more about that when I see you in class.
Oh, we were getting so much value and network kicked him out. Guys, are you getting value? Because you can see me. I was also nodding and getting so much value from him. Let's hope he is able to join back immediately. The network just pushed him out now. Oh my god. Are you getting value, guys? So far, are you getting value? I mean, you see how simply it breaks it down. You see how simply it breaks it down. I know, right? I know you're getting so I'm happy that you're getting so much value from that. It breaks it down. I believe a lot of you that are saying, where do I start from now? You have answers to that. Where do you start from? Maybe before he comes back, let me invite Kemi. Kemi is one of the students of Pioneer. Why am I inviting her here? It's a lot of you, sometimes you have questions on your mind. Don't worry. Let's hope he comes back. I mean, you're just meeting him and you say he's an incredible teacher. Yes, that is our tutor here at Pioneer. And a lot of people came in with no technical background. And all they have to say after just 1 month of being under our data analysis class is to just say, oh my God. So Kemi, we just want to bring you on board shortly, maybe before he's able to come back and we round up this session. After him, we'll just round up this process. I'll tell you how you can get started. Kemi, what do you have to say? Maybe in like 3 minutes. Maybe in like 3 minutes, you can tell us what you have to say, how you joined, when you joined the class. Did you have were you skeptical? What were the things you figured out? Did you work on projects? Just tell us briefly that. Thank you.
All right, good evening, everybody, and
Good
thanks
evening.
for thanks for this opportunity. All right, like Pelumi earlier asked, when I joined Pioneer Academy, I was a bit skeptical because I've bought courses like some people on this session have done. I've bought courses, I've attended boot camps. As a matter of fact, I've been to an academy before. But when we had our first class, it was as if I have never learned anything. So why am I saying this? I'm saying this because some people might be thinking that, oh, they are selling Excel course for 5,000 naira. You know, I know a site where I can learn free of charge. I did all those stuff, guys, but when I came in and I was able to discover that it's not even about you just buying courses. It's about you knowing what you are doing. Because when I was doing all those stuff, I didn't know what I was doing. I was only trying to replicate what I learned, in the videos and and the likes. So I want to encourage everyone on this session that you can give Ionia a try. And I'm so sure that this trial will definitely convince you. I'm not capping. Um, we've been taught a lot. I've spent 5 months in the academy, and I can really say that we've been trained. We've been trained on how to know why, on how to build dashboards in Excel. We did statistical analysis using analysis tool pack. We were taught how to create professional reports in statistical analysis. We did Power Query and Power Pivots. We did data modeling. And we were even taught how to use briefs. We were taught how to use briefs. We did DAX and measures. We queried data using SQL. And this morning, we had a class this morning. And I must confess to you, each time I hear about Python, I used to be scared. I used to be scared. But we started doing Python this month. And this morning I told myself that, so is Python this cheap? Like, is it this easy? So you are not making mistake. You are not making mistake, if you join this academy, you are doing yourself good. And I must tell you, at the end of 2 months, you will be a wonder to yourself. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Kemi, for having you. When our students come up to, say things like this on our call, it's usually so good to see. But I mean, a lot of them, I remembered one of the cohorts we had, a lot of them started with the small instrumental because, they were like, when something goes wrong, then we'll go out. And a lot of them eventually just, they can't wait. We even have one of our students that had to join another program, so we have great tutors here. But quickly, I can see a lot of questions in the comments section, so I'm going to run you through it. How do we want to take you with the through this session? Uh, Thank you. Some comments are getting me to laugh. All right. So we have the INA career transition framework. You don't necessarily have to be working yet, of course, but I mean, maybe you want to pivot, you want to break into tech. We're not just here to teach you data analysis. We want to help you transition into this new career. Maybe you're already there, you're already trying to find your feet, you're already trying to learn. And I'm going to show you how we want to do that. So if you're a beginner, you're a total beginner, you have no idea what this is, or you've learned one thing or the other, like Jamil has been sharing with you. Fortunately for you, that's our teacher. So you see how simply it's that. I think that's why most people cannot. A lot of people look forward to his classes. Like, when are we coming to class? They get to classes early just because of how simply it breaks down. So you don't have to worry if you have no tech background. As you can see here, I don't know why this keeps going back anyway. So we have like a 6 month career transition plan for you. The first month, as you can see, you will get all your foundations rightly. Microsoft Excel, business thinking, Power Query, dashboard, KPI reporting. I don't know what you studied in school. I don't want to mention some courses before you would think that I'm trying to talk down on them. But whatever it is you study, we teach so simply. That's why we take in beginners. In month 2, you're going to be going through your Power BI, business intelligence, DAX, all of these. Don't be overwhelmed with all of these terminologies. These are things that are needed for you to be able to become a data analyst. So we take our time to get all of this done for you. And you're going to work on projects on each of these things. We cannot assume that you've known them just because we taught them to you. We can only assume them by giving you work to do, and then you are giving it back. As you can hear Jamil say, you have to present your assignments, all right, even to your other colleagues in class. In month 3, you're going through your SQL. Maybe you get this too. We have a curriculum we can share with you later to go through all of these things. In month 4, statistics for data analysis. You see your descriptive analysis, statistics, A and B testing, everything. Business forecast. This is a major thing that businesses are looking for. Month 5, AI for data analysis, AI agents. You can build automation. These are things that will give you edge. Can you see there are a lot of AI tools that we're going to be showing to you? Copilot, Gemini, Claude. These are things that if you have it, you heard Dr. Gospel say it. We did not meet before this session to talk about anything. And you can see there are similarities and everything we've talked about. These are things that if you have them on your CV, when the recruiter is screening to you through your CV, immediately in 10 seconds, you already know who they are going to interview. These are things that are going to separate you. In month 6, we have decided to add another one. You're going to get your Python machine learning, data engineering basics is included in this program. So you have every single thing you need to be. So when we are saying globally employable, we are not joking with that. Go and look at on LinkedIn. This is a global platform. Check the things that they are requesting, and if you don't, if these things are not there, so both anywhere you want to be able to get a job, either you're planning to relocate, you're planning to get remote job from, and these are things that are requested of you, that are needed. You get what I'm trying to say, and you're not just learning them, you are going to um you're going to get hands-on experience on them. And throughout all these 6 months, you are going to be doing projects, assignment. This is very important. We don't have time to take in most of that. They're going to tell you the assignment has to be done. We take this so crucially that we cannot graduate you if you eventually end up you have a lot of assignments you did not do. The only way we can put our name on your certificate, which is just, I mean, something to reflect that you went through. The major thing is that you have the experience, but the only way we can ascertain that you've learned is by seeing the things you've done. And so if we give you like maybe 30 assignments through the course of your program and you only ended up doing 10, we cannot graduate. You have to continue with this. That is to show you how important these things are to us. So you're going to get instructors feedback. Jamil, like I said, is one of our tutors, is our tutor rather, and is going to check all of this and give you actual feedback, corrections. You are going to be building in public. We have sessions, career sessions, LinkedIn, how you can position on LinkedIn such that recruiters can reach out to you, how you can build your portfolio. There are a lot of things. Please, you have to check our curriculum. We don't have time to see all of those things. And in the final stage, you're going to be doing capstone projects. You're going to be doing mock interviews because we have to prepare you for how actual interviews are. You have to do project review, your resume and LinkedIn positioning, your job applications, and then you're going to have continued placement support. All right. So this is what you're going to do throughout your entire 6 months, apart from all of these things that you're going to keep learning. Why are we doing that? It's just our support towards your career transition so that you don't end up, learning those things. And then at the end of the day, you are not even confident to apply for a job. And one thing we do is if you really, really give us your best, we reward you, all right? So we have included rewarding even in our programs that at the end of this, if you become our best graduating student, seriously, as a goal for us, if I was able to share that, I would have shared it more. A major goal for us is to be able to see that we have a lot of Ioneer graduates in major companies around the world. Right, so that's why we are putting our best effort in ensuring that we're giving you the best. So that if we give you the best, we know that you'll be employable, you will get the job. So we reward excellence. So if you're the best graduate student, you're going to be getting a reward of 300,000 naira at the end of your academic session with us. So that is just a way to show you that we reward excellence. So we want you in class, we want you to do your assignment, we want you to do your project, we want to see you getting and improving and becoming better over this course of your period with us. So we just needed to give you your give us your best input. All right. When you hear about Ioneer, everything you should think about is excellence. From the tutors we get, from the tutors that teach you, from the project, from everything that you do. Check us out on social media. It speaks for itself. All right. So, like I said, there is a reward for our best graduating student, and that is going to be based on academic performance, project quality, your consistency, your participation. So you are not here to just come and while away time. All right, your portfolio strength, your overall excellence, all of these things will be taught to you, but we expect to give in your best at the end of it. And even as a matter of fact, for graduation, we will check all of these things before you can graduate. If we see that, oh my you've not done well, you would have to continue until we're able to ascertain that you have been able to do all these things well. So you give us your best and we'll recognize it. So you don't have to wait even until graduation to become job ready. So in this program, you already be learning and applying and improving and building over and over again. And we ensure, like I mentioned earlier, to work on projects across board, banking and finance, marketing and sales, telecom, healthcare, finance, hospital, a lot of, so that you will solve real business problem. You'll be using real data set. And if you, at the course of the program, then discover the domain you want to specialize in, we ensure that you are doing a lot more projects within that domain because we know that these are the things that actually give you the edge over every other person that is applying for that job. All right. So another thing, which is, I think, something with Pioneer, it's not because I'm here, is there's just so much we do behind the scene just to ensure you can. I think maybe on the group, what we have to do is we'll share some numbers with maybe number of our students. You can reach out to any of them and ask them this question. So you know that it's not anybody trying to cajole you to something, but helping you to make a decision that will help you. We also provide a job simulation environment. We've built a lot of tools just for our students. We have talent marketplace, which I'm still going to share that with you. We have a lot of things just for you to experience before you even get outside there, all right, for you to solve problems and all of those things. So who is this program for? This program at Pioneer, which is a data AI powered data analysis program. If you're a newbie, you've never used Excel, maybe you've never used SQL, you've never used Python, or maybe you're a business professional, or maybe you're already working in a field, you want to switch, you want to move from sales, operations, or whichever other field into data analysis, or you've learned before, you've learned data analysis before, but you know in your mind of mind that whenever you apply for that job, you just know that even when they reject you, you know that, well, you are not so good enough. You have not built any project independently. You have not built meaningful project. Or maybe when you get to interview, you struggle, you are fidgety whenever, it's because you've not done it. So your confidence level is not even built. Or you don't have a strong portfolio that really attracts recruiters to you, or you are even unsure of how to get your way to the point of hiring. This program is for you, right? So if you are anywhere from beginner, you want to transition, you've already learned data analysis, but you have no confidence at all. You heard Kemi the other time. A lot of our students said it. They've taken courses and all of that, but there are a lot of things out there that does not prepare you for the actual thing, and that is the gap that we feel. All right. So we are modeled on excellence. We will not be left alone at any point to go and start figuring out. So after this, what do I do? So after I've learned, what do I do? From the very beginning, we have LinkedIn sessions with you. Even as you're taking the class, you have to start building in public. Put yourself out there, put your project out there. So by the time you even start applying and recruiters check your LinkedIn, they can see that you have meaningful things. So why are we doing all of this? Is because we are so keen on ensuring that that end goal is where we reach. We're not those kind of people that, okay, just take the course and just go and brag to your friends that you have finished the data analysis course. To what end would that take you? Some other things that we have planned for you, like I told you, we built a lot of things, and these are the stuff here. We have AI career agent. It helps you with career roadmap. You're going to have access to this thing as a student of Pioneer. Your resume is going to help with your resume, your LinkedIn interview prep. That's what our AI career agent does. We have job assistant system helping you to discover job, track applications, all of this. We have talent marketplace. All right, this is where you can get linked up with people that are recruiting for internship, freelance contract. If you know how things work, and some of you might be amazed when we say recruiters will reach out to you, and you're like, it's not possible. People don't chase people chase people with jobs here. But the reason they can chase you with job, if they are sure you're going to be a great talent, because companies getting great talent is of great benefit to them. So recruiters actually do reach out. If they've never reached out to you, that's maybe because like you're not building in public or you don't have strong portfolios out there. But recruiters actually do reach out, and they get paid a lot for it. If you're able to bring in a good talent here, that's the way it operates here. So these are actual things that recruiters are looking for, good talent. So we built a talent marketplace where we can link recruiters together with our talent. We also have freelancing AI agent. We also have portfolio, ATS resume, LinkedIn AI agent. These are the things that will really help you get to your end goal. And most importantly, we have mock interviews for you. The more you go through these mock interviews, the more you build confidence, you build communication, the more you build virtual interview skills, interview readiness, and it helps you to prepare for job. So one goal that we have here is to turn your trainings or your project into real opportunities for you. Of course, we start from that point, and that's, if we were not keen on the job part, we will not be keen on the training part. So because we are keen on the training part, is the reason why we are keen on the job part, is the reason why we ensure that you get the best of training. And here is our instructor. So meet our instructor. This is Mohammed Jamilu. You have met him earlier. You can see how simply he teaches. He's really a great tutor. I know a lot of you have seen already in the comment section that you know him before. He specializes in all of these things, understands it deeply. He works in actual companies, all right? So here, our excellence starts with the person who teaches. You discover that even for normal universities, people come out and do differently. It's where you go to, who teaches you, all right? What are they teaching you? So the value of this program, if you want to build each of these systems separately, this will be the value of it. We are giving you a 6-month AI-powered data analysis training with the value of 700,000 naira. So you want to check out salaries of data analysis, how much you are earning, and to what effect your investment can be. If you want to get the real world project simulation as like an entity differently, it will cost you 250,000 naira. If you want to get the portfolio building, all the building in public support, that will cost you 150,000 naira. If you wanted to get the AI career agent separately, job assistance system that will help you with, matching you with the right job opportunities and all of that, that's 250,000 naira value. So this is just the value. And if you can see all of them listed out there, you can go through them as I'm reading through them. The talent marketplace, if you wanted to get it differently, and all together, everything. And we have one-on-one mentorship, we have continued placement support. Even after you are done with your academy with us, we are not saying, okay, now you can leave. We ensure that our goal is to just ensure we are pushing a lot of people into more companies to work with them. A total value of everything that we have listed. I have not even shared the bonus with you, and I'm still going to share. But the total package that we're sharing with you, which we are putting together as a whole, is 2.25 million naira. But that's not how much you're going to pay. I just decided to share the value of that with you if you wanted to do it separately. I'm sure that this is probably cannot be compared to maybe some stuff like maybe that Kemi did, people that want to train you for maybe 20,000, 70,000, I don't know, depending on where you live. And then at the end of it, you have no result to show. But the value of these things on their own is what I have shown you here. But in a moment, I'm going to show you because we structure the payment separately for you, and it's not going to be this. All right. So, but before that, let me show you how this is structured and why every part of this is intentional. You are going to have trainings with us 3 days a week. All right. We know you have a job, you have a life, you have other responsibilities. So we have decided that 3 days a week, weekend inclusive, because we know we have people that are working. You are going to have training with us every 3 days, every single week. Every single day, you're going to have 3 hour session. You can see that we are. And if you have wondered how we're going to finish, that curriculum, how are they going to really do it? You can see now that the way we have structured it shows that we are going to get it done. This is not repetition. It is to get your hands dirty on the job and ensure you are getting things done. And then it's going to be 6 months in total. All right. I told you the other time, you're not, this is not the right place for you if you're looking for a 2 month program, if you're looking for warm up. I just want to get job quickly. You're eventually not going to end up getting the job. All right. So we know it takes this amount of time for us to get you to the goal we want to get you to the place where you need to get to. So there's no shortcut. You heard Dr. Gospel say there's no shortcut. Eventually, you need that keen mentorship. You need somebody to get into your work and see what you are doing. You need somebody to review it. All right. And everything we've built, will share the curriculum with you on the group. We are using global standard curriculum. And like Jamil said, if you are going to go to the US, I think in our last session, someone wanted to travel to the UK and she had to come and take this course. And that is a smart choice. You are not going to those kind of places and you are not skilled. If you have the opportunity to hear informations like this and you are planning such a thing, it's the right time to be skilled in the right things. All right. So this is a global standard curriculum that if you have these skills, all of these tools, you can use all of these tools. You have the domain expertise, AI powered knowledge, and all of that. You can land a job anywhere. You can be able to work anywhere around the world. So this curriculum that we have prepared is the one that can fit you to work globally. And the entire system around it, the goal, always remember, is to help you get hired faster. All right. I know that, I used to tell people one thing: if you want to learn anything from anyone, or you want to buy a program and you want to learn something, there are questions you should ask. Where is this academy getting their curriculum for? Do they really care about me getting to my end goal, which is actually getting a job? What do other people say about them? If they cannot provide answers to these things, then you should probably find another route out. All right. So, well, I would answer the question: what do real students say about us? I don't know if this is clear enough for you, but you can read through. If you want the testimonies, we have a page where we can. These are actual students sharing their thoughts with us. All right. Sincerely, the class has been fantastic. The class is well structured. The instructor is dynamic and versatile. I love the fact that the academy is trying to involve and as we move ahead. These are real people. This is Michael. This is Timale. All right. INS is doing a good job. Your class support is excellent. And the tutor, Mr. Jamil, is amazing. He knows his onions. These are actual students. Another person says the training has been very proficient and well organized. I have actually learned a lot during these 3 months down the program. And I appreciate the fact that student needs are properly attended to. The facilitators are also very supportive. Another person says, one thing I know for sure is that Yone is the best place to be. Curriculum is top notch. Tutors are wow. I think excellence is the best way to describe them. They are also student friendly, attending to issues properly. You won't regret it. So these are actual feedbacks from people. These are what real students say, people that have enrolled in the program. All right. So these are things you want to know. If you want more information about, like I said, the actual numbers of students can be shared with you if they give us the go ahead to. And of course, I know they will. All right. So if you're asking yourself, will I work on real business problems? Which project will I really work on projects? All right. So you're going to have over 30 confidence building assignment. You're going to have assignment. I think almost every classes assignments. All right. Because it's if you don't get your hands in the mud, there's no way you will know how it feels. All right. So we are going to then have recruiter proof industry grade project. What do we mean by that? Actual business proof. These are not data you get from cargo and then you just work on it. No, these are actual real projects, business grade projects you are going to be working on. So if you want to know if this academy actually care about if you get a job, there's a guarantee we have for you. If you attend 80% of live classes, well, it's a live class. Every class is a live class, as we have told you before, because it's easier for us to record the classes and tell you to go and watch it, but it doesn't get the results. All right, it doesn't. We doesn't get the results, so it's more stressful for us, cost more costly for us to do live classes for our students, but we still go that route because we have an end goal, which is to really make you understand the concept and get it. Ask questions in actual life classes, not that you watch a video, you get stuck in the middle of it, you don't even know what to do and all of that. So that's why we're having live classes. Submit all your assignment that you are given, complete the portfolio project, attend our mock interview session, apply to jobs the way we recommend that you apply to. And if after you now graduate, after you've done all of these things, you still did not land with analysis job, we will keep working with you for free. Extra mentorship, will give you extra mock interview, extra resume reviews, extra introduction to our recruiter marketplace. We will stay with you, and that will be at no extra cost to you until you get hired. All right, so that is our guarantee to you, that if you do all of this and then you still are not able to, then we'll stay with you in it, which of course is more costly to us, like I said, even as a company as a whole. But we'll do it because that is our end goal and that is our guarantee to you. And if you're also wondering, is there mentorship? Or is there internship exposure? Is there career support? Oh, there's a lot of that. Like you can see, we built a lot of things just for the career support part. We have sessions every 2 weeks. Yes, every 2 weeks. So now you can build on LinkedIn. All right. We are showing you a lot of things. A lot of things. I don't want to go into all of that because I don't have time. And you've seen already the breakdown of what is in the program. You have your milestone project. You have your assignment, and instead of giving you at the price of 2.25 million that you saw the other time, the actual price we are giving this to you is actually just 500,000 naira. Just 500,000 naira instead of paying 2.25 million. But that is not all. There are some bonuses we have still attached to it. And let's see the bonuses. I will not be able to read through them. Maybe you're going to get the slide. All right, but you're going to get our ATS resume builder. I've mentioned that the other time, our portfolio creator. And there's this 5-panel European recruiter mock interview session. This one is exclusive, actually. I'm going to share the set of people that will be able to get this one for you. But it's part of our bonus pack. Our talent marketplace, you're going to get that. If you are planning to relocate over time and then you land an international job, but you don't want to get stuck with visa or relocation logistics, we have a lot of people here that are relocated by job, that were in the tech field and then relocated here based off on job, not study. So you can find an opportunity like that. We support you with the relocation logistics, also the premium administrative and career support. You get all of this in our package and at 0 naira to you, at $0 to you. So all this bonus is free. And so the entire thing you are getting for this entire data analysis accelerator system that we're giving to you, this entire program, the 6 months, everything is just for 500,000 naira, for those of you that have been asking. And the reason why we are doing this is because our ultimate goal is for you to land a job. All right. So we need to give you everything in it. You can see everything we attach to it. We need to give you everything you need or that can make you fit and to be employable around the world. But for that very reason, we are going to be doing something much crazier than that. It's not enough to just tell you, oh yes, we are trying to do this. We've shown you, even through the value you got through this program, even through the many things we are putting in the program, the bonuses that yes, we are here for you through the guarantee. But we are going to do something. Instead of you making that full payment of 500,000, you only pay 250,000 upfront. The remaining 250K you pay only after you land your first data analyst job. That that is a guarantee you cannot get anywhere. So why are we doing that? So now it means that our money is stuck somewhere. The money we've invested in ensuring we get you the best tutors, we build all of these things for you, is stuck somewhere until you get a job. So it means we have to put our feet down to ensure we give you everything we need to give you to get the job. So the actual price, the full price of the investment for this program is 500,000. However, what you need to pay is 250K upfront, and you only pay 250K after you land your first data analyst job, after you get started with us. That is as fair as it can get. That is the fairest, that is as fair as it can get. And seriously, like I said, we can't guarantee you a job. We can't say, oh, yes, you're going to get a job immediately that you feel. No, we cannot guarantee that, because we can't guarantee you'll be in classes. We can't guarantee you do your project right. Even if we guarantee that, you should be suspicious of us or anybody that tells you that, because getting hired depends on only what only you can control. All right, you showing up, doing your assignment, applying, showing up for the mock interviews and everything. All right. So, but our guarantee, like I mentioned the other time, is if you do what you should do, you follow our mentorship and all of that, and you still do not get job even after 3 months of finishing or graduating with us, then we will stay with you. Of course, our 250K is still stuck with you, and then we still stay with you at no extra cost until you get hired. That is our guarantee to you. So I know a lot of people even came in, skeptical at the beginning. Oh, how is it going to be? And eventually, because I think in our first cohort we had two different categories. We had the beginner and the advanced. We are not going to have that. We're going to have the two together now. And a lot of people went for the beginners, but every single person, maybe excluding one person who got busy with something else, everybody eventually went for the advanced class, because they just couldn't wait at the beginner's class. And that's because of the excellence we give at every point of the way. So we know that this is going to take a lot of work from us. Like I said, we get to give assignment to everybody. All right. We give attention and delivery at our end. So we have only opened very few slots for this cohort, because we are going to have to get personalized feedbacks and all of that. So we can't do so much. And if you miss this chance, you would have to wait till the next cohort, which we don't know when it will be coming up again, maybe next year or something, and surely not at the same price and not at this payment structure. So we have 30 slots, all right. And like I said, I told you there was one exclusive bonus. The first 10 people to register are the people that will get the additional bonus. That exclusive 5-panel European recruiter mock interview session. So it's like 5 panel of people that are recruiting presently in Europe, and then they are going to have a mock interview session with you. So you're going to see out the international standards of interviews. All right, that really helps to build your confidence and helps you become fearless for many major global opportunities that comes your way. All right, so those are the first 10 people to act and register out of those 30 people. And mind you, there are 5 slots that have been taken already. While a lot of people were waiting for the webinar, quite a number of people were already reaching out and started registering for the class. So we have already 5 slots that has been taken. So you have opportunity. We have just 25 slots then there left. So it's an opportunity for you to take your step now. And I think it's important to mention that the 250K commitment that you're going to pay up front is still at 0 risk to you. Because if at any point you are doing your training with us, you've attended classes, you followed the instruction, and you are still stuck, or you feel like these people, no, they are not delivering on their promises, all the blah, 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 whatever. All you need to do is send us an email and to tell us, oh, you don't want to do this anymore, and you request your money back, all right? So that means it's still a win-win for you. It's either you learn from the best and you become thoroughly skilled and job ready, or you still walk away with your investment. All right. And then so you don't lose, you win or you win. And that's to guarantee that we are here to give you the best. So, like I said, this is not the training, this is not the same pricing you are going to find for the next cohort. So it's a rare opportunity for you. We have hundreds of people even on this live call. A lot of people are still going to probably watch this video after that. So you don't want to take chances. You want to take the chance you have now. I know we're going to have questions. regarding installments. So we decided to make an instrumental plan available for you. So there are 4 payment plan options. There is one you will find here, which makes the onus on you to make a good decision today. All right. Of course, for those who are going to use the instrumental option, you are going to have to pay an incremental of 20,000, depending on the instrumental you go for, and that is to be fair. All right. So for those who will be going with the first payment option is no, your payment at once. That's 250K. This is quite a number of people have gone for this. Pay once 250K, no extra cost. Pay your 250K, the remaining 250K later after you get your first job. The second choice is to pay twice, as you can see, 2 different times. You pay 2 different months in 2 months, and then you have to pay 270K instead. That's an increment of 20,000. And here you pay 3 times. You see how much you have to pay. So you pay this first. Your first payment is this, and then you pay these two once many times, and then the last option is to pay 6 times. So you are paying over the course of your 6 period of training. I don't think if we are not going to give you the best, we will not ask you to pay 6 times. It means that at any point you can just say, "Oh no, I'm not doing it again," and then you know you. But that's to show you that it's not about your money; it's about what we want to give to you. So you have 4 payment options. I'm very sure one of these should suit you to be able to pay. So if you are going to pay over 6 month period, you're going to pay 55,000 at each time. If you want to pay 3 times, 96,700. If you want to pay twice, 135K. If you want to pay once, 250K. Remember, the actual price of this program is 500,000. However, we have asked you to pay just 250,000 naira. Pay us the remaining 250,000 after you've landed your first data analysis job, which of course we are still the one that will support you until you get it. So that is going to be it. Like I already mentioned this, you pay after you get your job. So register instantly before it's too late. Z about said they should send how you should make payments to you, and then send a screenshot to Z. She has been the one messaging you, prompting you to join the webinar, prompting you and giving you a lot of value on the community. So send a screenshot to her quickly. If you are part of the first 10 people to make payment, like you said, you're going to get an exclusive bonus. That 5 panel European recruiter mock interview, you're going to get it. So send your screenshot to her, then you get your own dashboard, your education environment, and you start your journey to the world of data analysis. But Z, please also share the curriculum. I'm sure a lot of you want to go in depth through the curriculum to see what we are going to give to you during this program. The cohort onboarding, this cohort, the onboarding will start next week, Monday. All right. So this is when you'll be given access to the academic platform. You'll be given orientation about the boot camp, how it's going to go, the days it will be, the time, and you're going to be able to ask a lot more questions and what is prepared, and you prepare for what's ahead. And the full training itself starts on the 31st of August. All right. 31st of August. So now we can take questions. So it's been a great time here, I believe. I've had a lot to say. So if you have questions, please ask questions. If you have questions, now is the time to take questions. Now is the time to take questions. Now is the time to take questions. Okay. So if I see questions, I'm going to take questions now. All right. So when it comes to things like this, and you are trying to weigh the investment amount you're going to make, you don't think about it plainly from the investment angle. Number one is you think about it from um what you are weighing it against. All right. If you land an international role, how much are you going to get paid? Apart from that, this is a skill that gives you an edge. When I was learning, I did not know that the job I was going to get was going to pay me the amount it was going to pay me at that point. But as the first pay is way, way more than everything total that I've spent together, even in my entire learning. So when you are comparing things like that, it's important for you to do your research on what is the it's just like when you're making a financial investment, even maybe you're buying stock. The reason why you're doing that is because there is a goal ahead of you that is going to outweigh your investment. All right. So when you are seeing things like this, I wish I even could help you bring in other programs here that does not even give as much as we do, that charge even way more, but that's not even the point here. So that's how you weigh your investment. All right, so don't let, one mistake you should not make is allowing that to sabotage your quest to want to do it. One thing that I would say helped me a lot, if you have question, please ask. I'm just taking that time to wait for your question. All right, you're welcome. So I'm just using that to, take your time to wait for your question. One thing that helped me a lot is when I started online and started learning stuff online, even before I got into data, was because of a book I'd read, Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. If you have ever read that before, you know what I'm saying. It will say whenever you see something that you cannot, doesn't look like you can afford, never say never say, oh, I can't afford that. And it closes your mind to even the opportunity to explore to afford it. And I remember one of the first programs I saw, the price was outside of my range. But because I read that book, I started asking myself, how can I afford this? I knew I could not afford it. Even with what was sitting in my account, it was not even up to 1% of the price of the program at that time. But it was because I used that, I started asking myself questions. How can I afford it? How can I afford it? And in like 1 week or 2 weeks after that time, I kept thinking about it and reminiscing about it. And then ideas started coming to me on the potential ways. It's going to be online. It's absolutely online. It's an online program. We do this because even transmission, I mean, how do we say this, transmitting yourself even to a physical. For example, we have students from different parts of the world. How do we tell them, to come, everybody to come to a particular physical place where we're not camping them? So yes, it's online because that's the way to ensure we get it across to as many people. Our goal is to reach as many Africans as possible, and that cannot be restricted by borders or by rooms and all of that. But we're physically present in Lagos. How much is the program? It's 500,000 naira. However, you only have to pay 250,000 for the training, and then you pay the remaining 250,000 when you get your first data analysis job. Also, there are payment plans options for you. As you can see, we have 4 different payment options for you. You can pay once, you can pay twice, you can pay 3 times, and you can pay 6 times. One of these will make sense for you. So whichever one you are going for, just pick the price. Z should have sent how you can make your payment options payment to the group, I'm sure. All right, so Kemi already dropped that in the group, so you can find your way there. Every class, yes, every class is going to be recorded. Of course, we want you in the live classes. However, even with you being in the live classes, you might still want to go through the recorded classes. So we are going to have you get access to all recordings. So all the recordings are going to be in your dashboard. You will go through them as you want to. For example, there are maybe some things you want to hear again. So yes, you'll be able to do that. You'll be able to do that. All right, so I already mentioned I'm still another question will be training be holding. The training is online, 3 days a week, 3 hours per session, weekend inclusive, because we know there are quite a number of people that are working. All right. When is the program getting started? So the onboarding is on Monday, 29th of 29th, that should be Saturday rather, 29th of August, and then the actual training is starting on the 31st of August. That's next week, Monday. All right. Just trying to check for questions. If we have to end this session at the moment, and we are going to continue it. Oh yes, thank you for reminding me about the gift. So our boss said is going to do that and drop it in the. But this is supposed to be for those who come here. But we can as well just drop it. So, like I said, the actual. So yes, boss said is going to do that. Boss said, if you can hear me. All right, thank you. So the gift that is promised is going to be given. Actually, thank you for reminding me. Skipped my mind. So if you're on the community, please don't leave the community and get started. What are the requirements to get started? What do we need? You need your laptop. It's important. You need your laptop and you need yourself. That is all that you need. So it's not something you can do with your phone. You can watch the video with your phone, but definitely you're going to have to start working from the very first week. You're going to have to start working with your Excel. All right. Yes, you can. So you're going to start working with your Excel. You need your computer. You're going to start working with SQL. All these things you need your computer. Yes, all these are taking place online. You're paying 250K. After you get your first data analysis job, you're paying the 250K. So the starting time, 31st of August. The onboarding session and the orientation program is starting on the 29th of August. And can I pay into installment? Yes, I think I have to share that again. I shared a screenshot to that effect. So let me share that again. Let me share that again. So you can pay in 2 installments, 3 installments, and 6 installments. I shared that earlier, but let me try to do that again. Okay. Oh, you can see it on the group, all right? The screenshot has been shared on the group. Let me try to share this in. Yeah. I'll go through the questions and attend to them one after the other, okay? All right, so that's it. You should be able to see it now. Or maybe I should have shared it as, let me share it as a slide instead. That doesn't take more time. All right, just a moment. All right. Okay. All right, so that is it for the installment option. You can pay once, pay twice, pay 3 times, or pay 4 times. Oh, someone is asking for laptop requirements. I mean, a fairly good laptop, at least 16 gig, something that has maybe Core i5, something like that would do. So 16 gig RAM memory, processor, Core i5. I think these are majorly most of the computers we have these days. So those specifications are something. It's not, we're not doing we're not running servers on the laptop, so we don't need all of that. Do we need to buy the programs? I don't get the question. Do we need to buy the programs to? I think it's an incomplete statement. Martins Kingsley. Is there room for those who want to join next year January? I do not have um, that specific information for you at the point. We do not know when the next cohort would be. All right, so we cannot say for sure. How do we get the courses on our laptop like Python? You don't have to worry yourself. Like I said, what you need is your laptop and yourself. When you get to the class, you'll be taken through every process, installing your Python, installing every single process from this. It's just from the beginning. We're not expecting you to know anything before we come to the class. Oh my god. We are not expecting you to know anything before you come to the class, okay? So we're just expecting that you come to the class with yourself and your PC and you get all of that installed as you go. When you want to start Python, you are going to how do we get the tools installed without additional cost? You don't need any additional cost to add Python. Python is accessible online. All right. You don't need it. You, for example, you have MySQL, it's accessible on most of your Windows and all of that. So you don't need any cost to get that. You don't need cost to get that. All right, we'll need to end this call now. Please, you will have to direct your questions to the group. Laptop specification I already mentioned. If you have a laptop with 60, at least 16 gig of RAM memory, CPU processor, Core i5, and upward, of course, anything. So that could be something that you would, that is something that is usable for us. We are not doing anything very, very heavy. So yeah, please, you can ask more of these questions. We need to end this live stream right now. I see a number of people are already making taking steps and um, registering already. So you have the opportunity, to do your registration before the class starts. However, those who are going to do quickly, the first day, like we said, we're going to get the exclusive bonuses to you. And for the toolkit that was promised, please, you're going to get access to it in the community. So don't leave the community yet. Guys, I'm going to see you later. Please, if you still have more questions, drop it on the group. Thank you so much. I need to go now. Bye. Yes, like I mentioned, please. Ambassador will send it to the group, all right? You can be sure. I just mentioned about the gifts now. Please, Elizabeth, Daniel, Bossede. Bossede, please, the toolkit should be accessible to you. All right, bye, everybody. You're welcome. Thank you so much for your time too.